Hello, everybody. I'm Adam Coble. These are my cute friends. This is Roll20 Presents Tomb of Annihilation. It's a very 14th episode today.
It is indeed.
It's a little 14th out. And
quite the 14th
have you noticed,
here with the 14th.
Have you noticed how 14th it is today? This joke's never gonna get old. I'm just gonna.
I mean, it's old already.
We're just doing it.
Look, you guys can all stare at the camera and be like blank. For me and Adam, we got this.
We like this joke, so y'all can just take a back seat. That's how.
Can I just when did you put that in the chat? The rolling on the table thing about the parrot.
Oh yeah, no.
When did that happen?
So just parrot poops on a random character's head.
What Blue Jay is referring to is I was testing out some of the random tables, and I just needed to see what happened on the Port Nyanzaru encounter table, and a parrot poops on a random character's head.
Yeah,
let's find out who it is, just real quick.
It wouldn't be Little Fox, or if it was, it would be because she was hanging out with the parrot.
It is Little Fox. Sorry, you got pooped on.
It's because she's hanging out with the parrot.
Yeah, but she doesn't really care about that. I feel like that would.
Her hair is probably full of bird poop all the time.
Good stuff. Make friends with people who have bird poop in their hair. They're good people.
They are.
Bird pooped on my head once. I didn't like it.
It's lucky.
No, I mean, not at the time.
It didn't feel
a very
lucky at the time.
time for a bird to poop on someone's head.
Speaking as someone who spent several years in a household with a very small bird, I got pooped on more than once. It's not a big deal. It's fine.
I mean, they just don't have sphincters, so they can't control it.
Welcome to Roll20 Presents Tomb of Annihilation Ornithology Edition,
where we explain birds.
Yeah, listen, there's a lot of parrots in this setting, so it's fine.
It's important information. You need to absorb it immediately.
Yeah, we're
gonna have a test,
like the poop into your clothes.
We really care about this stuff. This is important. So hello, everybody. Welcome.
Hi.
For those of you just joining us, this is where we play some Dungeons and Dragons. Play a little of this Tomb of Annihilation. We've been playing this now for 14 episodes, and I'm having a great time. Let's go around. We'll go around the horn real quick and introduce our characters, just so everybody knows where we're at. And also, how close are we to leveling? How close to 5 is everybody?
Yeah, that's a good question. But I think
to
far.
5,
like 2400 XP.
Yeah.
Pretty far still. Okay.
Yeah,
That's
we're
all right.
a ways
That's
away.
all right. Old Nanny Poo Poo's got a good quest for you. She'll
good.
hook you up.
I mean, we totally won't die either.
No, she's a completely trustworthy old lady. But let's get to that in a second. Arcturus Vuvaxath. See, I can pronounce your last
Ooh,
name.
you did it! Oh, I'm so proud.
I totally didn't have to look at the overlay.
The first time ever, get the air horns out.
We've all known that the whole time Adam knows what it is and knows how to pronounce it and is just trolling. Okay, Adam, you can drop the pretense. We all know.
He's not going to, though.
But Andrew, if I drop the pretense, there'll be nothing left of me. So, Blue Jay,
yes,
tell us about your character.
My character is a level 4 Triton Tempest cleric named Arcturus Vuvaxath. He is lawful good, which means that a lot of times he makes decisions that are stupid.
Lots of fun at parties.
Super fun at parties.
Mm-hmm.
He's adverse to boats and travel above water.
Mm-hmm.
And likes the company of those who are not Tritons. Yeah. It's a thing about...
You got that xenophilia. Can we talk about Istishia for a second? So
yeah, let's talk about Istishia.
So when you first made your character, why did you choose Istishia as your god? How did you come to that religious decision?
So, when I was choosing my religion from the many religions in the Forgotten Realms, I Googled, I consulted Google, and I was looking for gods that had stuff to do with water that might be present on the primordial plane of water, because that's where Tritons come from, and it seemed logical to assume that a cleric who was a Triton would worship a god who was present on the primordial plane of water, and Istishia was the one that came up that wasn't inherently like super duper evil.
Yeah, the gods of the sea in the Forgotten Realms tend to be kind of jerk gods, right?
Yeah,
there's Umberlee and Tempest.
Yeah, Umberlee.
She's mean.
I forgot about her.
Yeah, she's not a nice lady. She self-identifies as the sea bitch.
The sea bitch. Yeah.
That's how I think most people come to religion, is Googling what religion should I be. But so there's not a lot of information about Istishia out there. Istishia is not like say like Cyric. Istishia doesn't have a trilogy of books dedicated to them.
There's not a lot of info. It took me 6 to 8 sessions to realize that Istishia is true neutral, because there wasn't a lot of indicators what the gods' alignment was.
So recently, between last episode and now, I did some digging, because I've been playing Dungeons & Dragons a long ass time, and I have many Dungeons & Dragons books available to me, and I was like, there's got to be more information about this watery puddle master. So
13 sessions
check this shit out. Check this out. All right, I got to go to the shelf.
Oh my god, he's going to the shelf.
Oh shit!
So, way back in 1996,
that was ages ago.
There was a book released called Faiths and Avatars. Check this cover out. It's got a sweet. She's fucking lasering this dude in the face. So there's a book called Faiths and Avatars. This is an Old Forgotten Realms book. This is pre-Wizards of the Coast TSR. Came out in 1996. I loved this book as a kid. And in it, there's information about all the different deities and stuff of the Forgotten Realms. Such exciting individuals as Lyra, goddess of illusions, or Istishia, the Water Lord, god king of water elementals. So there's 4.5 solid pages in here about the cool shit that Istishia is about. And I think the thing that was most exciting to me about this discovery was that in it, the book makes the same dumb joke about calling clerics of Istishia Fishtitians that I did.
Yeah,
it's very vindicating to know that jokes have not changed since 1996.
Yeah, it's very vindicating to know that your jokes are from 1996.
Check this out. Look at this. This is what a cleric of Istishia looks like. That blue guy on the end there.
Tell me, Andia.
Oh yeah, look at these gods. Look at all these cool people. You could be any one of these exciting characters.
My favorite from your posts about these was the death guy.
Oh yeah, sad priest of Merkel. Listen, his guy is dead. Look how sad he is.
Look at him.
Oh my god, my god died. So anyway,
that's just a god.
Old ass Forgotten Realms books. They're so good, and I've been going back and reading about Lathander and just really thinking about how great it was to be super hype about D&D when you were 13. And so that's my story. But now we know some more things about the mighty fish lord of the deeps.
You do. I haven't read it yet.
You literally said one thing, which was the thing we already knew, Adam.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna read out the whole 4 pages to you.
Please do.
That's only for the high level patrons, where I just sit here and I D&D SMR.
All right,
oh, God, yeah.
Get on that Adam Coble Patreon.
For our $15 subscribers, we'll have me reading a long list of facts.
Kasuf, spoken like a whispering flame, is the patron of all fire elementals, as well as any who view So anyway,
that was a preview.
Digging into the cool old D&D shit. There's some amazing lore in here, and the amount of detail about the Forgotten Realms is ridiculous. So now we know a thing or two about Fishtitiia. But sorry, thank you for letting me digress about Faiths and Avatars. Dave, tell us about your character.
I don't know.
He's a guy.
Oh.
I don't know. He's a dude.
He's as a fellow human. He is a human. His name is Malik, and he is a dragon ancestry sorcerer.
Yeah.
Like everybody else, level 4 in the moment. By trade, he is an archaeologist.
Mm-hmm.
And he is from the Razhadi Badin tribe.
Nice.
So, Forgotten Realms, that's where he's from. And as such, I decided a cool dragon ancestry would probably be bronze dragons.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of sandy.
I always like desert dragons. I always thought they were so cool. Like blue and bronze dragons. I mean that whole area of the realms, like the Anarok and like Netheril and stuff. Wow. There's a really cool old box set about the fall of the Magic Empire of Netheril that's very like kind of Chrono Triggery, which I thought was super cool.
Gosh darn.
To answer a question from chat, who my gods worship Atar, which is our name for Lathander, and Sarah as well.
Yeah, you sure you don't want to worship, I don't know, Malar? Like this cool guy? All right. Can I interest you in being a furry?
We can't see anything about it. The book is just a shiny mess.
I know. It's fine.
I like the big shoulders guy.
Yeah, big shoulders guy is good. Grumbar.
He seems nice.
Andrew, tell us real quick about Little Fox. What's Little Fox about?
Okay, I gotta be real quick though.
No, I mean you can take your time.
Okay, good.
Do whatever you want.
So Little Fox is an enormous furbolg lady. She's 8 foot tall and 340 pounds and carries pretty much everyone's stuff for them. She's basically a porter, and then she gets real mad and hits things with a giant hammer, or cuddles her tiny friend, Ishi Snaggletooth.
Ishi Snaggletooth. Ishi Snaggletooth, what's your deal?
Well, many have asked me my deal in the past, and some would say I am the most famous kobold duelist in the whole of the realms.
Some would say that.
Some would say.
Yeah.
But I'm actually a level 4 kobold battlemaster fighter. But you know, you gotta flower it up a little bit sometimes, story-wise, right? And also, I got some mail from Adam addressed to Ishi. It said Ishi Snaggletooth on the fucking tag.
You got some mail from me too.
They're like, can I see your ID?
No, they did not. Really?
And I'm like,
You just whip out a printed out character sheet.
I'm not. That's not my name.
Yeah, so listen, the lovely folks at Wizards of the Coast, our delightful hosts here, made sure that when Xanathar's Guide came out, that we all got a copy of it. And I'm the main contact, so they sent them all to me, and then I redistributed them. And I thought it would be funny to it's fine, it's okay. You got your copy. That's all that matters.
I'm dreading to see what mine is.
Yes, yeah, yours is on the way, Dave. Yours is on the way. So before today's session, I did that thing that sometimes dungeon masters do, where I prepped a bunch of stuff that maybe I will never use, but just in case, I'm ready. The last time that we saw our band of intrepid jungle adventurers, you were on the Umbala Plateau in the city, also named Umbala, long fallen to ruin, save for the single hut belonging to one Nanny Poopu, who brought you in and fed you some parrot stew. And now you're outside having a conversation or planning to have a conversation about what exactly is to be done. So it's the four of you, your new friend, Artist Simber, and his buddy, Dragonbait. And you're all headed headed west towards Orlunga, and have stopped in Umbala because you thought that it was like a city or a town you could stop and trade things in, but it's no longer that. Somehow this old woman has survived, and she said that there's some bad stuff around that killed off the people of Umbala. And then, you ate, and Arcturus politely excused the party from dinner to get some air, and you're now standing outside of the hut.
I think I specifically excused myself and Dragonbait because Dragonbait was letting off a smell that was an interesting smell, and anyone can leave, but that was my intent, was to get to talk. Mm-hmm. With Dragonbait and probably Artist, because Dragonbait doesn't really talk. Yeah.
He could yell stinks at you all day, but all he can do is communicate like emotional. The two of you would have your Darmok and Jalad going on, but you wouldn't be able to communicate much more than, how do you feel about this, Dragonbait?
So yeah, I guess I make the whole like, I'm gonna get some air, and then I like make eyes at Artist maybe, and I'm like,
right, PCI
like
language.
Being like really undiscreet with my like.
Okay. What's your, if you had a passive performance?
0.
Okay, so it's not great.
11 charisma is.
So you got 1 charisma bonus. Okay, I'm gonna make an insight check for Artists to see if you can figure out what the hell you're trying to tell him. And what you want to communicate is like, we should go outside and like talk.
Yeah. Okay. Not inside this.
He's pretty insightful. Okay, all right.
Damn.
So yeah, he gives you a look like, okay, and the group of you slip outside. Now, Little Fox, you're outside as well, right?
Yeah, I've been outside this whole time
Okay.
because I don't trust creepy old ladies who smell of necromancy.
Yeah,
Wise.
sure, maybe. So you, I think that Dragonbait, Artis, and Arcturus all come outside, and you see them, Little Fox. You see them emerge. So Ishi and Malik, are you gonna stay inside with Nanny Poo Poo?
I mean, I have soup or something, right?
Yeah, you got food.
Stew of some kind. Yeah, no, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good right here.
Malik?
Yeah, I'm more than happy to just eat. I don't think we're in a particular rush for anything, and she hasn't done anything to us yet. She gave us all the information that she had on the quest. I just direction that they're bad, they can fly.
Yes, there are some kind of flying predators that picked off the people of Umbala, and they live on the southern side of they live the far edge of the plateau.
Yeah, so she is happily talking to herself more than us.
Yeah, she's just kind of mumbling to herself. You can tell that she's used to it, right? Because however long she's been out here alone, she's gotten used to just being surrounded by ruins and bones, but doesn't seem to bother her.
Yeah, so I'm happy to just eat all the stuff and then politely either wait until my companions come and get me or wait till we're finished and then we can go and do the thing.
Okay, cool. So awkward lunch with Granny continues, but outside, so Arcturus, you're the one that kind of like led this, let's go outside and have a talk. So
Yeah, because there was a smell that Dragonbait was wafting that was like concern or like anxiety, or what was the smell?
Right. Let me find
was last
Let me
time.
find the smell guide to the Forgotten Realms and see if I can figure out what his stink is here. It was ham. Ham was the smell of the moment,
Ham.
which indicates nervousness or worry.
Yeah.
Because
And
you speak the stink language of the Saurians now.
I've decrypted the stink language.
Okay.
So I guess like we get outside and Arcturus isn't like super aware of what the hearing distance is for like an old woman, so he's probably like, this is probably Dragonbait. You seem concerned, and I didn't want to go into it in front of that old woman. Is Simber, I'm not as good at communicating. Why? I would love to hear about your concerns. Is it?
So while you're talking,
Awkward.
Artis says to Dragonbait, like he kind of cuts you off and says to Dragonbait, like, what's got you so spooked, buddy? And Dragonbait just kind of like narrows his eyes and looks at the building, and the smell goes from ham to violets, which is like a danger or like fear smell.
Uh-huh.
And he turns, Artis turns to look at you and says, I don't know, something's got him riled up about that old woman, about the hut. I mean, it seemed a little creepy to me. This whole place seems a little creepy to me, but...
I mean, yes, the piles of skulls. I am also, but do you think that we shouldn't go and kill these creatures that destroy this village? I mean, I know we only have the word of the nanny poo poo, but it seems like it's good either way.
I mean, isn't wandering around the jungle killing monsters kind of like your thing that you do? I mean, and gestures at Little Fox, like meaning you adventurers, like isn't that your jam?
Well, I'm here for the death curse. I just try and do what good I can. But the smells are a different way of communicating. I just didn't want to leave a party member's concerns unresolved.
And he looks over Dragonbait and he says, "Oh, don't worry about him. I mean, he can't help it." And Dragonbait just kind of looks at him like, and he says, I mean, we stopped here to trade, right? It doesn't look like there's much trading to go on unless we want some more of that weird bird soup. And he like looks around at the ruins of
Smash cut to birds.
Yeah. He looks around at the ruined town and he says, well, I mean, one way or another, I think he looks down and there's just like a skull lying in the dirt and he kind of kicks it. And he's like, one way or another, something terrible happened here. And I mean, I kind of like leaving terrible things behind me if I can.
Right. Well, regardless of the hospitality, I don't think that going into her home is required. Dragon bait, if it's concerning to you, I would like to at least investigate these creatures. Don't want to leave them to potentially do this to someone else. And then we can move on and leave this mystery behind us. Yes. Little Fox. And I like look over to where Little Fox.
Like, just standing with her arms crossed, watching this whole conversation happen.
Have you seen anything about while you were outside, these creatures that she was talking about? No.
Yeah, and she shakes her head.
We should probably just get it done with, shouldn't we?
Yeah, and she just like shrugs, and then points at the hut and says, "Old woman smells of death magic," and like shakes her head, like she's just like is all like closed off and like disapproving.
That's a bit judgmental. Sometimes I use necromancy. Doesn't mean I'm evil.
Besides, I've known plenty of old ladies that smell like death.
Yeah, Little
That's
Fox
the
is
voice
not
from
play this game with artists. She's just like turned away. Does not do the banter thing.
Yeah, and he puts his hands up and looks at Arcturus like, what did I say?
Little Fox doesn't speak much. We should get Ishi and Malik and be on our Ishi. Are you done eating? And like Arcturus goes like a little closer back to the hut and like pokes his head in.
She like hears you calling for her and puts the rest of whatever's left down and goes like, "Yeah, I'm coming. Hang on, just 1 second." And like hops back to standing and scurries out the door. What is it?
The creatures we've been tasked to get rid of, right?
We're doing that like right away, right now?
They're rather close. If what the nanny poo-poo had to say was correct, we should probably not just sleep underneath their watch. We should do it now, yes.
Okay.
All right. Well, it sounds like we'll be off and completing the task for you. We'll return to you whenever that's done.
Okay. So you start to go and Nanny Poo-Poo grabs your wrist with surprisingly strong fingers, Malik, and with her other hand she presses something into your hand and then folds your fingers over it, and she looks at you, but not into your eyes because she can't see, she's blind. Yeah. But she gets her face kind of close to you, and she says, "Grandfather Bones, watch over you." And then kind of like tousles your hair and says, "Careful out there, boy."
Thank you. I will be. And then, I'll look after I leave.
Okay. All right. So she's put in your hand like an old tarnished coin. Like it's silver, but it's like it's all tarnished and brown. But on it is there's one side that's been rubbed like flat, like you can't see what it used to have. On the other side, there's like an inverse kind of rounded triangle shape with a skull on it. Something about the symbol seems familiar, but you don't know exactly what
Can I check my knowledge of history, or is this something that I'm just not sure of?
You can make a history check, yeah. Also, did I show you all the handout for her? Because I found it last time. Here, let me. Make it
No, I
visible
don't
to
think
you.
we've
I
seen it.
don't believe so. No.
There you go. You should be able to see it now.
Ugh.
Yeah,
It's a
looks
handsome old granny.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
very
she
wholesome.
definitely looks
I
like
like
a
her
nice woman.
necklaces.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, she's like placed that in your hand.
Whoa!
Do I have any?
So historical. Yeah. So it's a symbol that has long fallen into disuse in the Forgotten Realms. It is the marking of the church of a long dead god named Merkul, known also as Lord of Bones, Old Lord Skull, Lord of the Dead, the
I
Reaper.
made the right choice.
Yeah. So it's a holy symbol, sacred to a now long dead god.
Oh, interesting. Yeah,
And Merkel was a god of death, yes?
Yes, Merkul was the god of death.
Was he like an evil god of death or
Yeah.
a nice god of death?
Yeah,
Aw.
Kelemvor, the current. I mean, he was like evil in the sense that like they feared him. People were afraid of Merkul. Merkul
Yeah,
was like
very
the Grim
death-like.
Reaper, come to take you away. Whereas like Kelemvor is more like an Anubis figure, like the judge of the dead, and death is much more seen as like a natural, like you die and then he judges you, but you're not scared of Kelemvor necessarily. Yeah, Merkul was part of a trio of douchebag mortals that became gods. There was him, Merkul, god of death, Baal, god of murder, and Bane, who's the like tyrant god, who has since like come back and died again, and he had a kid, and there's a whole bunch of shit. But this was a long time ago, several hundred
And I
years.
mean, let's not even get into ball.
Let's not even get into that guy.
There's a lot of ball
Yeah.
related stuff.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so I head out to join the others and say, so you all decided whether or not we're going to do this?
I thought we were. That's what Arcturus said.
I didn't think that it was a conflicted decision. There are creatures that killed a city of hundreds, and we should at least examine to see if that tale is true or not. I was it. Are you conflicted?
No, I wasn't. You were outside talking among yourselves. I wondered if there was something specific up, something that you didn't trust about the situation.
Well, Little Fox and Dragonbait both have their separate concerns, but I don't think they're regarding the task that Nanny Poo Poo has set before us.
The thought does occur to me, and I don't know if this has occurred to anybody else, but there's like a whole town that used to be here that isn't here now because of the things that we're going to go fight. I don't know that I'm a whole town worth of people yet, like fighting.
They were civilians. They might not have been prepared.
Artist nods and says, yeah, Peck. I mean, besides, we got one thing this village never had. Whatever you are.
You're right. I am pretty great. It's true.
Puts his hands
Never
out.
mind.
Obviously.
I withdraw all my former statements. Let's go kill the big scary thing.
So
I mean, yes, let's at least look at it before we jump straight to murder, but sure.
So you head off in that direction?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you're making your way. You leave the walls, the crumbling walls of the city of Umbala, and we find you out on the kind of rocky surface of the plateau. So the top of the plateau is more or less flat. There are some low areas that rain has collected in. The weather is hazy, but like bright-ish. I'm gonna roll to see if it's like bright enough to mess with you. Let's say 1 or 2 on this D6, and it counts as like daylight. Nope. Okay, so it's hazy enough that it's not bothering your eyes, Ishi. So yeah, lots of gray, sort of sheets of rain in the distance. The terrain is mostly flat with some low-lying areas that have collected water, puddles of water from the rain, and there are like sort of boulders kind of strewn about, but no real plant life on top of the area. And as you pick your way through some of the kind of like rough terrain, I think, let me roll to see if, let's see. Okay, yeah, so you see them coming. So you hear over just the sound of the wind and the rain, you hear a familiar high-pitched shriek coming from the direction that you were headed. And you can see fast approaching a group of dark bird-like shapes in the sky. And as they get closer, you recognize the ominous silhouette of the Terror folk. What is everybody going to do? You've got about a round before they land or they head into your direction. I put together a little map.
I draw my crossbow, and as soon as they come within range of crossbow, I crossbow them.
Like actual range or like, because they're already in long range.
They're in long range, but like actual range, like non-disadvantaged range.
Okay, all right. So you're waiting to see the greens of their wings, so to speak.
Exactly. I need to see more than a shadow in the sky.
Artis looks up at them, and he looks over at you, Malik, and he says, "Well, here's your problem. You got birdmen." And as he's saying that, he's like getting his longbow out and drawing an arrow.
Yep. Like roughly how far away are they?
If they're traveling like pretty fast, and we'll say like, what did I say? You have a round before they arrive, so they're flying. They're about 100 feet away.
Okay, cool. Because that's within magic range for some of my spells. Let me just check. 100 feet, so it's slightly too far away for Chromatic Orb, but I might as well start with some Firebolt, if that's okay.
Okay, let's roll initiative, and I'll just ignore. Oops, I just made that guy into a panther. Let me clear this.
I just made that guy into a
I
panther.
just turned that dude into a panther. The power of the dungeon master.
The power.
I could turn people into panthers if I want to. All right, so obviously Niles and Zendala aren't here, nor are the thugs.
Niles and Zendala.
What about Azaka? Is Azaka here?
So many. I didn't clear the order. Let me clear it, and then I'll add everybody manually. Okay. This is the thing. The party's so big now with artists in it.
With all these GMPCs in it.
Listen, man, it's fine. They both die of a sudden and terrible heart attack because
No.
I can't be bothered to keep them in the game.
I
That's
take
like,
the
oh,
Ring
they've
of
got-
Winter back.
4 attacks. Oh no, they're dead. They just explode.
They just die. They just effing die. Okay. So, Malik, you got a 22. Ishi, what did you get?
19.
19. Okay, Little Fox.
I got a 5.
Nice, a solid 5. Arcturus, 15.
15.
All right, let me roll for Artis and Dragon Bait here. So Artis got a 19, and Dragon Bait.
The question is, does Artis have higher than my Dex 5 modifier?
Dragon
No.
Bait got a 20. Also, Dragon Bait. So you see Dragon Bait. Well, actually, we'll get to it when we get to it. So let me add my miscreant flying panther monsters.
They're not
They're
panthers.
not actually panthers. It's true.
They are Panthers if the GM demands it.
That's right. Okay.
They land and they turn into panthers.
Yeah, they're weird, like werepanther Terra folk. I don't know.
Oh God.
I'm into it.
Also, I have the character sheet named after the one Terra folk that ran away from the last fight. So my character sheet says Shruk the Wise.
Oh.
Okay, so Malik, you're first. You are 100 feet away from these shapes as they approach. What are you gonna do?
Which direction are they?
They are coming from this direction.
I did not see a ping.
It wasn't a ping. I did a drag. Can you not see me?
Oh, yeah, I see it now.
There you go.
Okay, so from
All
down
right.
to the right.
Cool.
So they're flying in a group. You can't really tell how many there are. There's kind of like a Flight of the Valkyries like moment as they like come up over the edge of the thing and are flying towards you. So yeah, you're 100 feet away, give or take, from the closest one. What do you want to do?
I walk over here.
Okay.
And I say,
So these boulders are like about 15 feet. This big one's 15 feet tall. The other smaller ones are like 10 feet.
yeah. And I say, well, I did promise.
I see what's happening here.
So you feel like the warmth welling up through my hands into your lungs, and there's like wisps of smoke curling at the edge of your mouth.
It reminds you of that time that you and Little Fox went dumpster diving behind the like Mazdakan restaurant in Port Nyanzaru, and you ate a bunch of like weird peppers and then drank some ale that you had stolen. You suddenly feel very, very gassy and spicy.
I love being gassy and spicy.
What damage type have you decided to empower Ishi with?
I think she can have some fire.
Yes, fire.
All right, so that is what 10 rounds.
Yep,
Okay.
But it's concentration.
Yes.
it is.
I can do that with a bonus action, right, Dave?
No, you do that as an action.
An action.
I cast it as a bonus action.
Okay, cool.
So I then take a shot at them over the rock because I still have cantrip as an action.
Okay.
Randomly firing into the crowd. Terribly missing.
So here's what happens. You conjure the firebolt and you hurl it up towards them, but like you hit a bird that's flying in the way instead. So there's like this random bird just goes and lights on fire and tumbles down to the ground. But you do
Nanny
not.
Poo Poo rushes out, grabs it, and goes to put it in a stew.
Yeah. I think Artist looks at you like, nice shot, buddy.
Well done.
All right.
Keeping the firing range clear.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go and hide behind that.
Okay, cool. So Dragonbait draws his two-handed sword. So he reaches up on his back, and he's got a shield. And he flips them around, so he has his shield on his back, and he draws his two-handed sword, and it just slides out, and it starts to glow with a faint white light. Yeah, he's casting this like white glow around him, and then he gets down into a stance with the sword held up, ready to take a swing when these things approach.
Rad.
Artis is, let's see, 100 feet. He's within range of his longbow, and so he reaches up and very quickly snaps off 3 shots at the Terra folk as they approach.
Wow.
Actually, I got to keep track of his ammo because he shoots fast. Yeah, he takes 3 shots at them.
Damn, Artist.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, just like 1, 2, 3, one after another, and let's see how it goes. So, first shot is a hit. The second arrow is also a hit, and the third arrow is a miss. So the first 2 arrows hit the sort of lead. The lead Terrafolk for 8 and 6. Cool. All right. Ishi, what are you doing?
The Terra folks still haven't moved, right? So they're still like 100
Yeah, they're
feet
still
away.
100 feet away. Yeah.
I think I'm just going to move. Wait, if they're 100 feet away and I move 30 feet this way, then maybe I can get in range. No, I can't. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to move over here, and I'm going to prepare an action for, like as soon as they come within range, shoot my crossbow. And wait for fire breath action as soon as I can as well. I'm very hyped about fire breathing something.
Okay, so you moved, and then you said you want to hold your action until they're in range.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so that'll be this. They're next, basically. So
Okay.
you'll get to take a shot.
Do you want me to just roll it then? And
Let me reveal them, and then
Yeah.
Okay, so there they are. Here
Oh my
comes
God.
damn!
here comes the Terrafolk Armada.
Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, bum.
So they're like just flying towards you. There's a cluster of 8, 9 of them, and they're all about like 50 feet up And then this is the end of their turn, so they've all kind of like come flying towards you, shrieking. The one in the lead has 2 arrows sticking out of him, and he does not seem happy about that. So Ishi, you are currently
I'm
at
gonna put a crossbow bolt into the first one.
the injured one already.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pew.
Okay. Yeah, you hit.
Skplam.
Nice. All right. So a third projectile strikes the Terrafolk, and it shrieks in anger, but is not dead yet. These things are big and tough.
Yeah.
We got this.
Okay, Arcturus, it's your turn.
Yeah. I feel like Arcturus was like getting ready to cast like Shield of Faith on Malik because Malik is like the least armored of all of us, and then these Terrafolk appear, and Arcturus changes his mind. What is the range on this spell? 60 feet. Where am I? That's more than 60 feet away. Okay.
Yeah, I think you're gonna have to wait to mortify them if that's
Yeah, that was my thought. So either I can like you can hold an action for a spell, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So either I hold an action for a spell or I do it on a different.
But if you get hit while you're holding the action, then you might lose the spell. Yeah.
Okay. And I still would use the spell slot, basically?
If you lose it, yeah.
Okay, so it's probably better to just wait for that then, because they're too far away.
Okay.
So, yeah, if I look around, Malik is the person who looks the least armored, right?
Dragonbait is wearing a breastplate and has a shield. And he has his shield on his back, so he's got an AC of 15. And Artis is wearing... let me see. Artis is wearing
Once he's got
studded leather, so he's got an AC of 14.
And Malik, what are you wearing?
Nothing. But
Close.
I have an AC of 15.
Yeah, so technically Artis is the lowest AC.
Technically Artis.
Yeah.
Yeah, but who cares about that guy? It's not important.
I mean, I, as a character, care about that guy. I
That's
care about everyone.
You can't
That is
currently
fair.
see Artis because there's this huge-ass boulder in the way, though.
That's true. I can't see Artis. So I'll
Or
cast...
Ishi, especially Ishi.
Ishi's in the way. No, yeah, so I guess I'll look around and Malik looks the most wimpy and in need of the blessings of his Tishia. So I'll cast Shield of Faith.
Okay. On Malik?
On Malik,
Okay.
yes.
There you go, Malik. Your AC is temporarily +2.
Okay. That's an ability check, so that doesn't fucking matter. Okay. And then as my action, I will do that crossbow business. At how far is crossbow?
Is it a light or a heavy crossbow?
It's a light crossbow.
Okay. Right now you can see any of these 3, so 45 feet is the closest one.
And that's totally within range. So I will crossbow at this fellow.
Okay, sure.
Wow.
Nice. Good shot.
Dang, I am so prepared.
Okay, so you do...
So that's 10 damage.
Okay, great.
Sweet.
Perfect shot, like just right in the neck. The thing shrieks and flops a little in the air, spills some of its green blood on the earth.
And for future reference, putting away my crossbow and pulling out my warhammer, is that an action or
dropping the crossbow is not an action, but it might damage it. Pulling out a different weapon, is a free action as part of like your move action.
Okay.
If you want to gently put your crossbow away, yes, that's an action.
Okay.
So if you're just like crossbow, bleh, throw it away and then pull out your weapon, that's fine. It's just dropping. But I'm gonna make a check to see if you broke your crossbow because they're fairly delicate in combat situations.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
It
Okay.
gets stepped on by a Terrafolk.
Do you want to move or are you good where you're at?
I'm good where I am, but I need to go handle a tiny dog up here.
Okay. Little Fox, what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna move up to here.
Okay. So when you step within the light of Dragonbait's whatever the hell's going on here. You feel you're attuned with like magic, right? You have the ability to like detect magic by smell.
Yeah.
Okay, so there is a sort of sterile like emptiness around him in that regard. Suddenly the sort of just ambient, natural, magical energy. When you step in, you can feel it's like dampened. Yeah, it's like suddenly your detect magic smell sense is clogged. Like you're kind of like stuffed up.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna hold an action to hit a Terra folk with my maul if it gets within my burly reach.
Nice. Okay. Great. Malik, what would you like to do?
Okay, we got the dude.
Oh, sorry, and I will rage
now.
Oh, you're gonna rage? Okay.
Yeah, me as well.
Yeah, I should.
Everybody got countdowns now. All right.
Yep. Sorry, can I just clarify which of these dudes has already taken the bunch of shots? Is it this dude or this dude?
This dude here, the closest one.
Okay. Well, I pop out of my cover just a little bit.
Okay.
Get behind everybody, and I'm gonna twin spell Chromatic Orb.
Okay.
So let me just double check really quickly. How many is it? Equal to spell's level, first level, so 1 point spent. And then let's cast Chromatic Orb.
Okay. 2 orbs. Fling them at your approaching enemies.
That's the first one for 17 fire damage.
Oof. Okay. All right. So the first one strikes the heavily injured Terrafolk, who, in keeping with the metaphor, one of its wings bursts into flame and it spirals down and it crashes into this little gulch here where the cliff is, with like kind of a wet and burning like crash, and it's very dead.
Nice. Yeah. And the second one does a 14 hit.
Yes. Which one are you targeting with the second
one? I think the closest one.
This guy? Okay. Yep. And yes, the 14 hits. Yep.
Another 12 points of fire damage.
Cool. So two of these like flaming spheres fly out from your hands. One of them kills the nearest Terrafolk, and then the other one badly injures but doesn't kill it. You hear Artis shout from the other side of the boulder, "Hey, that one was mine!"
I shake my head and I go back into cover.
Okay. All right. Dragonbait is holding an action. Artis is going to snap off 3 more shots.
Twang, twang, pachow.
Mm-hmm. All right. So Artis, he will fire at the closest one. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So 2 hits. These things are not very well armored. For a total of 8 damage. Okay. Ishi, it is your turn.
I guess I've still got a crossbow, so I'll just crossbow things because
okay.
I'm not in range to breathe fire all over these nerds yet.
Mm-hmm. This one's looking pretty beat up.
Yeah, I'm gonna exactly. That's where I'm going with it. So, pachow. Aw.
No, you miss. Close though. So it like banks slightly as these things, and they're flying towards you. They're not just like flying around. This is like their approach. So as it's coming towards you, it banks slightly, and the crossbow coral flies past it.
I whiffed.
Now many of them are within range. So the ones that are above, they tuck their wings in and they all start flying down towards you, claws outstretched. So this one flies in this way. And the 2 of you can make your attacks as it approaches, because you both have held actions. Okay. Yep. You hit.
22 will hit. Yeah. So I deal 14 damage to it.
Nice. Cool. So it doesn't even get its attack in. It flies in, and you just like smash it in midair.
Jumps up to meet it midair.
Yeah.
Just cranks it in the head.
Nice. Okay, cool. So Dragonbait just looks over at you and kind of like nods, like good work. The rest of them, let's see, come flying in. Top speed, all dive bombing to make their attack a run. Now they don't get to attack this turn, but they all, let's see, 100 feet. So this one will go after Ernest. There you go. So they all close in and they fly in and start like cawing and scratching and pecking at you with their beaks.
Are they landed? Like
no, they never land. They're always like a bit above the ground, like flapping their wings and like clawing and screeching.
Okay, could you hit it with a melee attack in this
Yes,
turn?
yeah, they're in melee range.
That's kind of what I wanted to know.
Yeah. Dragonbait takes a swing at the one close to him with his sword, and he hits for 11 damage. Arcturus, it is your turn. There is a Terra folk all up in your grill.
Yeah. Well, the one all up in my grill can wait because there's 2 within mortar shell range. I think that the most that I can hit is 2 without hitting my friends. Yeah.
Let me grab your template.
Those would be
Yeah, without hitting my friends, I think the most that I can hit that I can see is the 2 behind Malik and Ishi. Or the 2 in front of Ishi and Little Fox, but I'd go with the 2 behind Malik and Ishi.
Hang on, before you take your turn, I gotta check something really quick. Just about
Shielded fish. Oh my god, I just saw it.
You only just got that now? Oh, yeah. Let me check. I gotta check their abilities. Some of them might have gotten like a dive attack on that. Let me just see. If a Terra folk is flying and dives towards a target, then hits with a melee weapon attack. No, they don't get. Yeah, it's not like a dash. They just if they get their attack, so they can fly 50 feet. They had to. All of them had to make. Yeah, all of them had to make two moves. So it's not like a dash attack. Okay, so this is your explosion template.
Yeah.
You can hit 2 or 2.
I think that with my sightlines, the 2 behind.
Oh yeah, you can't see past that rock. So
yeah, so the 2 behind Malik and Ishi.
I don't know if you have line of sight to that point.
I mean, I have line of sight to the one, and I saw the other one flying in.
Yeah, you have to have line of sight to the target point. So yeah, I think.
Well, Arcturus could also move over.
Yeah, you can move
and get the.
Yeah,
like so.
You don't have to be able to see the target. I'm just saying, like, look, if you look right now, there's a rock in the way. You can't see the place where you're trying to hit. So if you move over 5 feet, then you can see that, drop it, and then move back if you want to.
Sure. I'll move over 5 feet.
Yeah, because then you can see the point of origin of the spell.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll move over 5 feet. I will cast Shatter at level 2 using my what is it, Wrath of the Storm? No, not Wrath of the Storm. It's my Destructive Wrath. Yeah.
Okay.
So that is a Constitution save, and it does a total of 24. 24.
Nice. Okay, 24 or 12.
Thunder damage. Yeah, thunder damage.
All right, so con save for the first one. Con save for the second one. All right, so the farther one, the one that Ishi is fighting, takes 24. And then the one in front of Malik takes 12.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. All right, so boom. So same thing. Y'all, I feel like at this point, like everyone who gets in a fight with Arcturus there is just waiting for the explosion, waiting for the flying debris and the dirt and the ringing in your ears. So this massive high decibel explosion sound, crack of thunder, and the Terra folk shriek in pain, but are not. Neither of them are killed, but they're both pretty heartily wounded.
And I probably because we haven't fought with artists and Dragonbait before, but I had grown so used to not warning my party anymore because they knew how I fought, and so I do the thing, I squint my ears a little bit, and then I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. And then I, turn to the Terra guy at my back, and I'm like, not you.
Yep. Awesome. Okay. Lil Fox.
I'm gonna smash this one that's between me and Arcturus.
Okay. Yeah, you hit just barely.
13 is a hit. Okay. So I deal 11 damage.
Nice. Okay. Cool.
I'm not gonna move or anything. I think I just need to hang.
You're surrounded by Terra folk. Yeah, so this is an okay place for you to be. Okay. Malik.
Okay. Yeah, so the dude next to me, is he looking like bloodied at all, or is he still pretty good even despite being shattered?
The shatter hurt him and did what 12 damage. He saved. So
Okay.
I can Dragon Breath both those same 2 targets next turn, like on my next one, if that matters to you in this decision, Dave. Like,
I don't actually know you can Dragon Breath them both from
yes,
where you're
I
standing.
can. If I Dragon Breath in a cone into this one, then I can.
Oh, this way. Yeah, like
exactly.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Yes, that. Yeah, you can. Yeah. This way. And
I've been looking at this arrangement.
Right, you're
like,
doing that. You're doing that puzzle.
out.
Okay. All right. Well, anyway, Malik. So it's your turn. What do you want to do?
Yeah, we'll see if you still need to attack that one or whether you can start on the others. I will cast a nice little magic missile at 2nd level at the one directly next to me.
Okay.
For a total of 15 points of damage.
Nice. Okay, that's just enough to kill it. Good work.
Perfect. So yeah, as always, but many more than normal. Well, an extra dart. I imagine this cast is like the crystal orbs from Dark Souls 3, where you just go and they all appear over your head.
Oh yeah, totally, and they fly off. Yeah, I like it. Cool. Yeah, so it shrieks as it gets pummeled by magic, and then tumbles to the ground, dead. Cool. Okay. So Dragon Bait gets 2 attacks. It's going to attack the one that you were fighting before. He's going to take a step forward, and then attack the one on his left. Okay. And he hacks it down. And then he'll attack with his second attack the other one, which is also a hit for 11. Okay. And then Artis is going to switch weapons. He's going to put his longbow away. And he draws his dagger, and he gets to make 3 dagger attacks. So 1, 2. Let's do damage for these first.
His dagger is named Bookmark.
Sure is. So I don't think this is enough to kill it. 8 damage.
I'm gonna marry him.
6 damage, and then 1 more attack. And that finishes the thing. It's not possible for him to roll any less than a kill. All right. So yeah, he just draws this long dagger, and as it's like grabbing at him, he's like ducking back and forth, taking swings, and after three slashes, eventually the Terrafolk loses enough blood that it tumbles to the ground, kind of wobbles over, and then crashes into the dirt. Ishi, it is your turn.
Okay, because this is the only way I can do this.
Yes.
I'm going to step here, take the AOP from the one
Okay.
Terrafolk.
Mm-hmm. It will try to bite you. It misses. Yep. And dodge out of the way.
And then I am going to breathe the righteous fire across the Terrafolk.
Okay.
Which I believe is 3d6.
It is 3d6. I can roll it for you if you want.
Yeah, please. That'd be great.
Okay. Yep. You hit both of them. They get to make a save, right?
They do.
Yeah.
If I cast it on someone else, does it still use mine, or does it use your spell?
I think it would still use yours if it's your spell, right?
Let me
You're
just
the
check
one
real
concentrating.
It does not say.
It does not say. I think
Your
it makes
spell
sense that it
is
uses
your-
mine, because otherwise,
I
if you
can't
put it on-
cast spells.
Right. It refers to the
Yeah.
spellcaster.
I think that it's your magic, Malik. So
Okay.
So dex save.
I did a pretty decent damage roll, so
Okay. So the front one and the back one. And what's your save DC? 13?
15.
Okay, so they both take full damage. So the one in front of you, dies horribly. The one behind him takes 14 damage. All right. So fire
And-
bursts from your mouth.
And then
Mhm.
because I'm a fighter and it's lovely.
Do it again.
Can I get it to hit 2 targets again somewhere? Yes. If I move here, yeah, that'll work. So I move 10 feet to get there, and then
Yeah.
20
so you have
feet
enough
there,
movement.
then diagonal it into both of them.
So
The one
where?
that-
Show me where does it start?
So if it's oh wait, yeah. Hang on. I need to be 1 back. That's all, like that.
Okay, that water is difficult terrain though,
And
so
then
just make sure you have the movement for it. I think you do.
Okay, I think I do because I went there and then there, which is 10.
Okay.
Then there and then there and then there, which is 30. So
Okay,
yeah,
perfect. Yeah.
we're good. And then fire.
Okay. Yeah. Now where are you putting the fire? Where is its origin square and what direction is it traveling?
This is the origin square right
Yeah.
here, and that way and that way.
Hold on. So no, but we were talking about that. So the cone is 3, 2, 1. So it's like 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
Or
it's
yeah,
still
but
good,
that
though.
wouldn't hit the one below you.
Why not?
Because if
I'm
its
casting
origin
a
is here, no, it doesn't take up that whole space. It's like 3 squares in one direction, and then 2, and then we were talking about this before when we did the thing.
Okay, but if it's 3 squares there, right? Then 2, then 1.
3 here, 2, and then 1. Oh, this way. Okay.
Exact-
Yeah,
yeah,
I see. Yeah, I thought you were saying this way. Yeah,
no,
okay.
we just mistake of
Yeah. Two people were drawing lines, and I didn't know which one was you.
yeah.
Right, a little less damage this time, but
Okay, so
But
8
eight-
damage. Let's roll saves for these guys.
That's an action surge to do that.
Yes. Okay, so Dex, that's 1. So that's the one on the left. So he gets it. And then a Dex save for the one on the right. And that one
Does not.
super fails. Okay, so it's 8 damage for the one fighting Artis. And
And
then
4 for the one
4
fighting.
for that one.
Or the one
Okay,
that was fighting me anyway.
cool. All right. So the Terra folk are going to fight back.
Terrorize.
So Little Fox, the one near you, makes 3 attacks.
Yep.
So bite for 10.
A critical bite, so for 5.
Okay. Yep. And then 2 claw attacks. One of which hits. Yep.
Yeah, the second one will miss.
Okay. So the first claw gets a 23 for 7 damage, rounded down to 3. And then Ishii, 3 attacks on you. Armor class is 15.
17. But it had to move, right? Doesn't.
Which one? What has to move?
Nope.
not Pathfinder. It's fine.
Oh yeah, it's fine. My brain and rules.
okay.
Okay.
I'm
So
with you.
yeah, 17 to hit me.
Okay. You should change your AC on your character sheet because
Really?
I'm seeing 15 on here.
Why?
Why?
I don't understand how.
There you go. Here, I'll do it. There you go.
No, I just mean I didn't understand why that would be the case.
I don't know. Maybe you had a
How much-
penalty for a while. Anyway, first the bite attack misses.
Yeah.
And then 2 attacks. Okay, so just 1 claw hits you for 3.
Okay. On the first miss, Adam.
Yeah.
I'm gonna riposte.
Okay, sure.
So riposte is a superiority die, and I get a roll an attack against something that misses me.
Okay.
Basically.
Sure.
So I make a melee attack. Sorry, I'm like reading all these things. Rapier, I miss.
Yep.
But there you go. So-
Okay. All right. So you just take the 3 slashing from the last attack.
Okay. Yeah. No problem.
And then Artis gets attacked. AC 14. So bite. Claw. And a second claw attack. Okay, so he takes 5. All right. Okay. Arcturus.
Yeah. So I think that I can only see one of them. So I'll just, I'll fire a crossbow because it's still in my hand.
Mhm.
At that fella.
Okay, yeah, you hit.
19 for 9 damage.
All right.
And make sure I get that bolts. And and then I look at Dragonbait and Little Fox, and I'm like, "You've got this." And I'm gonna move to 5, 10, 15, 20. I'm trying to get by Ishii, but there's a lot of rough terrain.
Shit in the way. Yeah.
Can I get to Ishii with 30 feet of movement?
10 there, 20. No, because you're walking into difficult terrain and that costs 2. So you can get here.
Okay. Then I will. I don't think I want to stand on the corpse, so I'm just gonna.
Okay.
I'm just gonna like go to here, and I'll be like over the like dead slumped corpse of this Terra folk. I'm like,
There's
and
two
then like
piled up
probably don't
bodies.
actually say anything because it's only like 6 seconds, right?
Yeah, totally. Okay. Lil Fox, you want to try to finish this one off?
Well, yes, I do, Adam.
Well, please. Yeah.
12's not a hit, though, is it?
It is. Yeah, these things are very, very easy to hit.
Okay, I do 15 damage.
Yeah,
to
you
it.
smush them. Smush them good.
Yeah, I think this probably involves it getting pinned against the rock and smashed repeatedly with a hammer.
I think on the backswing, you splatter Dragonbait with a bunch of blood, and he just looks at you like, all right, then.
Just like stunned, silent.
How
Good talk.
good do you keep? Like how much maintenance do you do on your maul? Because I imagine at this point it's like developing like a slight shell of broken bone and blood.
It's got stuff like the really gnarly stuff is like embedded in it because it's stone.
Like, yeah, parts of it are cracked too, probably, and have
Yeah.
like stuff in it. Yeah.
And she's had to like rebind it with rope to like keep it
So
together
good.
and attached to that.
It's a big heavy thing on the end of a stick.
Yeah, and it's like always kind of half falling apart because she abuses it so much.
So Malik, you move up next to Arcturus.
Yep, I pop out and I'm going to twin spell some chromatic orbs and see if we can finish this off.
Okay. And for people who are on their way to a thing, you're sure using up all your abilities now.
I thought this was the thing.
Oh, interesting that you thought that.
Yeah, I mean, so did I.
I didn't use up any. I just rage and
That's right. You only need to use up the one currency you have.
I mean, me neither.
Yeah, it's fine. This is quite cheap for me.
Yeah. You miss.
I'm going to spend a point of lucky and
Okay, sure.
give that a reroll. Yep, there we go.
Okay. Yep. So lucky shot hits.
12 points of fire damage on the closest one.
Toast.
Yeah, and then the second creature.
You hit.
Another 10 points of fire damage.
Very nice. Cool. All right. Dragonbait is just gonna run over here on his turn, and Artis is going to try to finish this thing off. And there's one for 9, and that does it. So, so we see him lunge at the Terrafolk. It snaps at him with his beak. He jumps back and he takes a slash, hits the thing in the neck. There's a squirt of blood and the thing tumbles over sideways, kicks in the dirt a couple of times, and then lies still. Artis looks over at you, Lil Fox, and he shrugs like, got him.
And she's just like busy pummeling the corpse of this other one to make sure it's dead.
Yeah, totally. And I think we're a little over, so I think we'll take a break there, and when we come back, we can find out where the hell these Terrafolk came from. So stick around. We got lots more Roll20 Presents Tomb of Annihilation when we get back. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Roll20 Presents Tomb of Annihilation. There's just terrafolk blood everywhere, just all over the damn place, just splattered all over the mountainside. You made short work of those bird folk, and now it's quiet. Artis looks over to you as Dragonbait is like sheathing his sword. He looks at the party, and he says, "Oh, that was easy." He flicks the blood off his knife.
Yeah, we've dealt with these things before. You know wait, have you been around this jungle a lot? There's like a big finger or something, and there's a bunch of these over there. It was close last time. Malik fell off of it.
So
the finger, I mean, not the terrafolk.
Yeah, like he's just kind of looking, like watching you, like, I understand the words you're saying, but I'm very confused by the configuration of those words.
Ishi just looks very happy with herself.
Mm-hmm.
From what I recall, they were the woman said they were on the edge of the mesa, right? Not here. They were. We probably have more yet to come. Considering that there's no. They were nesting on the fire finger. They had.
In the middle of your speech, I cough up fire.
Oh, have you always been able to do that?
You enjoy that? It's a good one.
It's cool. It kind of hurts a little bit.
Yeah.
And I'm not ready for it.
No, I think you're probably right, Aunt Taurus. Maybe that was some of them, though.
Is everyone all right?
Yeah, not even a scratch, really. Little scratch, but yeah, it's not a problem.
Should we keep on then? Arcturus carefully steps over and around the Terra folk corpses that being all like, ew.
Yes, lead on, fearless fishman.
Okay.
I've got one little thing to do first. Actually, you can do it this time if you'd like.
Wait, what are we doing?
When we come back as zombie flying dinosaurs.
Oh, you want me to burn the? Okay, sure.
So you use the rest of the spell to Godzilla the terrafolk into oblivion. So you burn them up and they turn into piles of ash fairly quickly because your faux dragon fire does its job.
Faux dragon fire? How dare you?
Arcturus mutters something under his breath about how it's fine if strangers call me fishman, but really it's offensive. Not saying anything outright, but definitely mumbling to himself.
Yeah, Ishi does not know she has caused you offense.
So so you just gather up your stuff and carry on, heading south. Okay.
Yes, indeed.
I got my crossbow at the ready for any more flying, disgusting monsters.
Yeah, I think everybody, Artis has his bow out now, and everybody's a little bit more on edge as you continue across the rocky surface of the plateau. And I think kind of a couple of hours later, because you have to travel all the way across, you get to the edge of the plateau. And this side, the jungle is a little higher, and so the jungle kind of climbs up the side of the plateau a little bit, and so there's trees and stuff kind of sticking up out of the side. And you look around, and I don't think you can necessarily just at a glance see anything. There's a massive cliffside that drops 1,000 feet down into the canopy of the jungle below. Malik, maybe you get a little bit of vertigo, but I don't think you spot anything just looking around out here.
So they were flying from this direction, right? She said they were on the edge. Can I look around and see if there's any signs of where they might have come from? I mean, I know they fly, so it's hard. But
I figure it's probably caves in the cliffside. But we need to climb down there. Why don't you have a look first?
Whoa, what? She said the edge of the thing. This is the edge.
I like
I
walk to
don't
the
know if I
very
wanna
edge and
go
like peer
walking
over.
more than the edge over the edge of this.
Make an investigation check, Arcturus.
Okay, this is gonna go poorly. Just letting you know. Whoa, not poorly.
Okay. So you
18.
peer out over the edge and look down, and about let's say about 400 feet down, just above the like layer of like evening mist that's rising from the jungle, you can see there's a cliff. There's an opening in the cliff, a cave opening, wide enough certainly for a terrafolk or two to emerge from.
Is there any indicator of a way that humanoids could get down there?
I mean, if humanoids had wings, they could fly down there.
Non-winged humanoids?
You could climb.
400 feet is longer than any rope that we have.
Yeah, how's the cliff face in terms of like sheerness and what's it made out of and stuff?
It's not like a sheet of glass or anything, but it's certainly not like it's got roots
Totally
and
frictionless mesa.
what's that?
Totally frictionless.
Yeah, it's a totally frictionless mesa. Originally, it was created by an elder wizard who nobody liked.
That guy.
Yeah, it's covered in rusty nails, but has no friction. So you just slide down it, getting sliced up by the nails all the way down.
Super tetanus.
No, so
Super
it's a rocky, like a rocky surface. There's lots of places to like try to hold on to. But also it's not just rock, it's like rock and like bits of soil where the trees and like kind of tenacious plants have been growing from. So, I mean, none of you are necessarily like expert climbers or mountaineers or anything,
No.
but, it's a long drop.
For like flavor, Arcturus is looking over the edge of this cliff as though like it were an underwater like thing where you could just, swim out and be fine. Like it's not super dangerous underwater if you're on the edge of a cliff.
Yeah.
So he's just like this is fine. Doesn't get the whole like, and then you fall to your death, the danger sense that someone who is used to not living in water might get.
So here's a plan. And I don't know if any of you think this is a good plan, but I am particularly fond of it already. I don't want to go over the cliff. So if there's a cave down there, that means that if we dig, we'll get to it eventually.
Dig 400 feet through solid rock.
I mean, it's not solid.
So while Ishi is outlining her, quite frankly, brilliant plan,
Yeah.
Adam, are there any like carrion animals coming to like pick at the corpses of these enormous?
Oh, they're behind you now several hours.
Oh, right, we've come a long way. Okay, never mind. We'll just start. Are there any animals around? I want to go find an animal friend.
Gosh, I don't know. Like,
is this a super like desolate?
There would be birds that would nest in some of the trees that are sticking out of the side of the mesa, but I don't think anything lives on top of the mesa. No.
Okay, but like, do I see some nests or something?
Yeah, I mean it's a jungle, right? It's fecund with fauna, but they're far away. You'd have to like lure one over to talk to you.
Yeah, so I will go reach into my pack and I'll consume a ration for this purposes of doing this. But I want to try to get a little animal friend to come hang out. Like she just like sets some food out at some remove and then goes like steps back from it like 2 meters and then sits down and waits.
Oh my god, you're literally just playing your character portrait right now. I love it.
Yes, I'm gonna wait for a bird to roll up and start eating the food, and then I'm gonna talk to it.
Okay, make an animal handling check to try to lure one over and chat with it.
I'm so good at animal handling.
You are quite good at this. Is this one of the ones you get advantage on, or is that something else? Doesn't matter.
I got a 24.
Yeah, it totally doesn't matter. You blow it out of the water. Okay. Yeah. I think like a finch or something, some kind of like seed.
Yeah, it could be a small bird.
Yeah, some kind of like little seed eating like a bird. Flitters over and like alights upon your hand, kind of like pecks at the food
and she's
in your
just
hand.
like waiting near the food, like very still, right? And this thing just pops over. And so because I am a spirit seeker, I can cast Beast Sense and speak with animals as rituals now. And so I want to use beast sense, I'm gonna have to talk to this bird first and get its consent, and then I can see through its eyes while it flies down and checks shit out for us.
Nice. And what's the range on that spell?
Beast sense. So I touch an animal that I can, or a willing creature, and then I just see through its eyes and hear what it hears for an hour.
Where did this? What's the origin of this ability? I just want to read it because it's pretty, like, it's kind of far away. It's a good plan, but I just want to make sure you have the range to.
Yeah, it's the spell Beast Sense.
Okay, the spell is just called Beast Sense.
Yeah, that I get access to because of my barbarian.
There's no range
type.
limiter.
And it doesn't. I'm looking at it right now, and it doesn't have a range or anything associated with it. So, so she just like talks to it for a little bit, like cooing gently, and just saying, "Well, little friend, if you want to feed, you and yours, there's some." And like, there's like way more food than just this one bird could ever eat.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm just like, you can have all of this if you help me out. And I just need you to let me see through your eyes and fly down there and see what's going on. We're going to try to chase away those big nasty things.
Yeah, it seems to understand, and you've bribed it with food.
Yeah. So it's I'm like offering. It's not a bribe; it's an exchange. I'm like, I will pay you for a service.
So it hops on your hand a couple of times, kind of looks at you, and then looks like it's gonna fly off. Like it flies kind of away from you, and then does like a couple little circles around you and lands on your head. And then uses its little beak to yank a couple of hairs out of your head.
Nice.
And then pulls a couple of hairs out of your head, and then like holds onto it, them in its beak. And then you get the impression that it's like, okay, now we got a deal.
Yeah, because it wants some for its nest.
For its nest, yeah.
And so she just like meditates, like closes her eyes and like goes into a trance basically, and then like sees through the bird's eyes.
Okay, yeah, it's very disorienting because your eyes go from here to here.
Like,
So suddenly everything is like
sides of my head and
weird stereoscopic vision on the side of your head. So instead of looking forward, so it's a little disorienting for a moment, but then it flutters off.
And what I've asked it to do is just to like survey this whole kind of side of the cliff so I can get a sense of everything that's going on. Maybe spot like a way to climb down, see a little bit more about this cave.
Yeah, the cave entrance is it doesn't have a like. It's basically just right in the side. It's a hole kind of dug into the side of the thing, and it goes as far as the bird is able to see. I'm
not expecting it to fly into the cave.
Yeah, so it flies nearby, it lands on a little branch, and kind of looks at it for a moment. And you can see maybe like the flickering of fire in somewhere deeper in the cave. And then you see the bird like flutter off to its nest and like tuck your hair into a nest that it's building of sticks and twigs. And there's a bunch of little like eggs in it. And then it just sits there in its nest, basically, as long as you want to watch it. Bird cam.
So I'm just like trying to use its vision to see like the cliffside and look for like the best possible way to like climb down or get access to the cave.
Sure, yeah.
If there is such a thing.
Climbing down looks like a risky proposition, but it is certainly possible. There's lots of like vines that stick out and like rock outcroppings and stuff.
Did I have the gold to buy a climber's kit and then promptly give it to you?
Let's see what I got here. I got the alchemy jug. I got Warhammer. I got a 50 GP gemstone. I got a shovel, a tent, a miner's pick, a candle, a bedroll, a water skin, tinderbox, a mess kit, rope. Got 3 ropes. I've got a torch, rations, scroll case. No climber's kit.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it's
I have an explorer's pack. But I think I've pulled everything out of my explorer's pack, basically. So, cool. Yeah, so she like spent some time looking through the bird's eyes just to like scope this whole cliffside and try to plot the best route that she can. And then she like snaps back to her senses and like, like stumbles to her feet and gets kind of woozy feeling and walks back to the group.
Okay.
I feel like during this whole time, while this beast sense thing has been going on, Ishi's been trying to explain that digging would totally work to Arcturus.
It's probably turned into an argument between you and Artis or something where you're just like, no, I know this can work.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, because it's 10 minutes to cast the spell, right? So Is anybody,
this is like
anybody
a
else doing
while.
anything?
That I'm off to.
I think that Arcturus doesn't feel the need to argue with Ishi about the digging a hole thing, but he's probably just like sitting on the edge of the cliff and like just, drawing some of the trees or whatever.
Okay. Malik, are you doing anything in particular?
No, I don't really have anything to contribute to a plan either, except climbing.
Alec, do you have any magic that would help us dig a 400-foot hole?
And so when you say that, Artis, you're like, Malik, do you have any magic? And Artis is about to be like, yeah, that's a great. And then you're like, dig a fort. And he looks at you. He's like, we're not digging a hole, but can't you just like magic us down there? Like teleport or fly, grow wings? I could use some wings.
I would love to be able to let us all fly. Unfortunately, not quite yet within my purview.
He shakes his head and he's like, this is what I get for hanging around with amateurs. Elminster could have teleported us down.
What about you? You've got the super magic ring of destiny or whatever.
He holds it up. He's like, it's the ring of winter, not the ring of gravity defiance.
So make an ice bridge.
I could not.
He looks at you. He looks at you for a second and he's like, that's not the stupidest idea you've ever had. I wonder, and he kind of like scratches his chin while the GM looks up and sees if that's possible. Because I think he might actually just be able to make you like a.
What if he's made a fun slide? A fun slide.
Yeah. Let's see.
Meanwhile, Arcturus is like, I couldn't get you wings, but if you just jumped down, I could, revive you at the bottom and then heal your mangled body. That sounds really painful, though. I wouldn't. And like Arcturus is sitting on the edge of the cliff, like doing this, like.
What about the one where if we fall off, we don't go completely splat on the bottom? One of you has that, right? I remember that from the last time we were climbing
That
things.
was a scroll.
That was a scroll, yeah.
That was a scroll that we wasted.
And I had that potion that I drank, and then I could have used that.
Climbing potion's also gone. And so Little Fox comes back to y'all, like having this whole discussion, and she just says, I know the best way down.
Oh, good.
So when here's the thing, when you I wanted to mention this, but I was looking at something, but when you come, Little Fox, when you come out of the like trance state, you find that you're covered in like birds. There's like about a dozen of these little birds that have landed on you, and they're like pecking at your head and like eating the food out of your hand, because you're just sitting there like eyes frost over, like warging this bird, but all the other birds are like, wait, free food, and they've like swarmed on you.
So she's like shaking the birds off still. She's kind of just like shooing them away, gently shooing them
and they're just like peeping at you and flying around.
So Little Fox comes back to you, swarming with birds, and says that she knows the best way down.
I came up with a really good plan, and then I had a second really good idea, but I think we're going with the second idea.
I don't think that climbing
a
cliff wall is really something that I could accomplish. I know I'm not very dexterous.
It's not about being dexterous. It's about being strong.
So
it's about being dexterous.
The ring of winter can create inanimate ice objects that can't have any moving part, but they have to fit inside a 10-foot cube, unfortunately. So he can't make a slide long enough to like get you down there safely.
He can make parts of stairs.
He can make animated ice creatures, but he doesn't have enough. The ring can't do enough to carry you all down there. I don't think he doesn't like using the ring of winter to begin with. So I think he sits there thinking for a minute, and he's just like, nope. Everything I can think of is just going to get us killed.
Well, it was worth a thought.
And he nods, and he looks at you, Ishi, and he's like, good thinking, Peck.
If I had the... never mind.
Are we really going to have to climb down?
Little Fox says she knows the best way.
Yeah.
I like poke at my armor, and I'm like, this isn't great for climbing.
Artist says, yeah, but it's pretty good for falling or landing anyway.
No. Have you ever landed in plate armor? It hurts.
Yeah, but it's got to hurt less than landing on your skin.
It's like if you landed and what you landed on was a hard piece of metal instead of ground. That's not better. How is that better?
You know,
Shrugs.
I think we should focus on the not falling in the first place bit.
Okay. So what's your idea, Malik?
Climbing.
Oh.
Yeah, and Little Fox just like shrugs and
We don't fly.
starts unwinding rope.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is a horrible idea.
I mean, 400 feet is a long way.
Yeah.
When I die, you can tell me you told me so.
Okay, well, if we're gonna go climbing down a big cliff,
What if we went to the bottom and climbed up?
It'll be 600 feet.
it's gonna be a lot longer.
I just climbing down a sheer cliff doesn't.
It's not that sheer. Look, there's like a little tree down there.
It'll be easier than going up, I should imagine.
Is there? I don't know. Did I see anywhere along the way where we would be able to like stand and stop and like, take a break? Or is
No.
it just like it's just a
pretty
cliff
much
all the way
yeah.
down? It's just cliffs all the way down. All right.
400 feet is like checks on checks on checks on checks to get down. Like we're gonna fall. For
Yeah.
sure.
Well, you guys are. I've got a strength bonus of 4. So
I mean,
So is it strength to climb?
So
or-
climbing. Let's talk about how climbing works in 5th edition Dungeons and/or Dragons, or climbing. So you climb. If you don't have a climb speed, you travel at half your normal speed. So that means like what? Nobody has a speed. You're traveling at 30, right?
yeah.
Okay. So it would take. So you can move 2. You basically make 30 in a round. So divided by 30. Right. So 13 climbing rounds. Not that makes a huge difference. I would just do 1 roll for the whole climb. At the GM's option, climbing a slippery vertical surface where one with a few handholds requires a successful strength athletics check. So
So it is strength.
yeah, it would be an athletics check for all of you to climb down. I don't, like I said, it's not there's lots of things to hold on to. If you take it slow, then you should be okay.
Yeah, if we were to, stand around as a group and theorize how difficult it would be if it was a number that's probably like 10 for an average.
Would you like to make a perception check for me to give you like a ballpark on the difficulty roll?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, we can
I
do
mean,
that.
that's like pretty legit, right? Because we're describing stuff, and it's like my character looks at it.
Mhm.
Does this seem feasible or not?
Yes.
And we want
Yeah,
to
I
be able to get a
think-
sense of that.
Totally. Here, don't roll. I'll roll for you. What's your perception bonus? I'll roll with advantage.
Nothing.
Okay, who's making this roll?
I'm
then?
perceptive as shit. I got a +3.
I also have a +3.
All right.
So yeah, and I was
Yeah.
scoping.
I
out the
was
cliff.
literally on the side of the cliff.
Yeah.
All right.
So I think that's enough to net us advantage. Like Arcturus and Little Fox kind of have a quick little talk about it.
Okay. You would guess, based on your assessment of the cliffside, it's actually going to be a lot easier than you thought. It's
okay.
pretty like bumpy, and the fact that it's able to support like some vegetation coming up out of it, yeah, you'll be fine. Like less than 10.
Oh,
Yeah.
Right.
okay.
So
So
Okay.
Little Fox institutes the buddy system and ties.
I'm everyone's buddy.
Well, so yeah, she's going to tie Arcturus to herself because as far as Little Fox feels, she's the least likely to fall and the best able to carry dead weight because she could climb down this with Arcturus hanging off of her.
I mean,
and then,
if it's strength, actually, I think you should have Malik.
well, Malix is going to go with. He's going to go with.
Yeah, the
Ishu.
difference is that I'm not gonna be able to keep you from falling.
No, because I have good strength. I thought it was dexterity.
Oh.
Okay, well, anyways,
If it's a
pair
strength
off as
check,
you
I'll
will.
be fine.
Pair off as
Malik
you
will
will.
not.
Pair off as you will.
Little
I'm
Fox
going to
doesn't
give
give a crap.
guidance to everyone who is as they start off the cliff. Okay.
So it's like guidance. See, the thing is, the guidance only lasts 1 minute, so I don't know that guidance like applies here.
Yeah.
Well,
Right,
maybe
because check
then
that's gonna happen over a
fictionally.
long
Maybe
It's
period
gonna
of
take
time.
you a long time to
Oh
climb
yeah,
down.
sure. Fictionally, you
What about
you
bless?
step off the cliff.
That's
But bless doesn't give skill.
saving throw.
Yeah, so it's not. It's fine.
If
We're
you
gonna
so
make
here,
this
no,
climb.
but here's the
It's
thing
not gonna
about
be a problem.
bless. Like the way this is going to
It's
work is
still
if
only
you
1 minute.
if you fail your climb check, you'll need to make a dexterity saving throw after that. So if there is,
But
if you
it's
want to
only
buff
1
saving throws, that's something you might want to do.
But it's still only 1 minute.
Oh, it only lasts a minute.
If that was your argument, then it doesn't count.
Yeah,
either.
because it doesn't get us the whole way because we're doing 13 rounds. of
So
climbing,
so let's pair off then. I'll go with Arcturus and then Malik and
Yeah, so
Fox.
Okay.
Little Fox just walks up to Malik and like loops a rope around his waist and like ties it uncomfortably tight, and then like pats him on the shoulder.
As you're doing this, Arcturus Artis says to you, he says, y'all head down there. Dragonbait and I'll stay up here and keep watch. Once we see that you've gotten down to the cave, we'll start our way down. I don't want to.
What is it with people that we have with us and being scared of climbing stuff?
I'm not scared. Shut up, Peck. I just don't want these bird things to come and pick you off while you're trying to climb down. I'm not scared, all right? I've climbed taller things than you in my day.
Okay, well, I better see you standing up there with your bow out waiting. I don't want to. That's what I want.
He's like, you get climbing, lizard.
And I like
He looks at Dragonbait and he's like, sorry.
I got my mouth hanging open a little bit because, like you said, he came up to me and then Ishi just started yelling.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's a good idea. Not that it matters. Ishi.
Little Fox gives him a
I
little
lied to you, so
like kind of checks him because he called Ishi a lizard. Little Fox like as she's walking by just like gives him a little hit in the shoulder and like
Okay.
fixes him with a glare.
He's like, attitude.
Yeah, and then she like starts climbing down.
And I look to Dragonbait. Does Dragonbait have a ranged weapon?
No.
I hold out my crossbow and I'm like, this would be more useful with you than with me.
And he looks at it and shakes his head.
He probably like shoots magic bolts out of his smelly butthole or something.
Yeah, when he has full health, he can shoot lasers out of his tail. No, so he's just like, we're good. I don't need that.
Okay. Well, if they do come at us, can you yell? Artist? Like I say it to like Dragonbait because I was talking to Dragonbait and then I realized and I'm like
yeah, so when you say that, you look at him, Artis is grinning and he's like, yeah, we'll just waft real hard. And he shakes his head. He says, no, if we see any of those things, I will scream loudly.
Thank you. And then I probably
I'm gonna get this started.
Yeah, follow Little Fox.
Okay. All right.
Can you not
So who's tied to whom?
She's tied to me.
yeah.
Okay. And what is the purpose of tying yourselves to each other and not to anything else?
If one of us
Safety.
fails
Yeah.
the check, then we might get some benefit out of having the.
Oh,
other
yeah,
one.
okay, sure. Or you might both get pulled to your death.
I mean,
but,
sure. but-
whoever is attached to Ishi barely has to worry about that because you could probably swing the rope around and Ishi would be stuck on the end of it.
My gear weighs more than I do.
I feel like if I were in this party with Ishi and someone tied me to Ishi, that is what I would do. I'd be like, stand still, and I would just helicopter you as hard as I could.
I mean, it's still like 200 pounds.
I would not do
Sure,
that.
honey.
I think it'd be really funny.
Ishi,
How much does Ishi weigh
Ishi is
total
carrying
with all her
40
stuff?
Are
Ishi is
you okay? Here's the question: are you carrying all your shit down there with you?
I'm carrying my weapons.
Yes.
Yeah, Little Fox is gonna leave her.
but I'm leaving my pack.
300-pound pack.
I assume
here.
that's what I wanted to ask. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not.
she
taking my
shoulders
pack.
out of it, and there's
no.
the like heavy jingling sound because it's so full of coins. Just
That's a good call. I'll probably do the same thing.
okay, so everybody unpacks, but
with
you
what
take
I've
a
got.
weapon.
I take my rapier
Mhm.
and my mouse.
Yeah, of
and
course.
And
I have my shield on my back, my like trident stuck underneath it, my warhammer at my waist, and my my crossbow that I offered is on my other side.
just so you know, with all that stuff gone and only the things that I'm carrying, Ishi weighs a grand total of 40 pounds.
Nice. All right. So who's the first pair to start the climb?
I think it's
Those
gonna be
two.
me and Malik.
Yeah, I just
Yeah,
want to specify the thing that I'm taking down
Oops,
is
sorry.
I'm going to take my lantern, some oil, in the tinderbox because otherwise I'm not going to be able to see inside the cave.
Okay, and so where are you keeping these objects?
I have a light thing. I have a light cantrip. I can cast it on.
And he can have a lantern on his belt, no problem.
Yeah, I can attach it to my belt.
It doesn't hurt to have contingencies in case you get murdered by bird things.
Okay, all right. So the two of you start to climb down. Okay.
Yeah, totally.
And then Ishi and Arcturus, you're waiting how long before you start to climb?
I think that it's a distance thing more than it is a time thing. I'm waiting to keeping an eye on where Little Fox is putting her hands and feet.
Okay.
And once there's enough distance between us that I can clearly see out of the corner of my eye, because if they're too close, then I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing and also keep an eye. I don't know, 30 feet.
Okay. All right. So enough for them to make their check, their climbing check.
Yeah.
Okay. No, you know what? I think you're all going to make your check at the same time. 30 feet it's not enough. That's half a round.
Okay.
That's one full
Yeah,
round. So
yeah. We're
you all
gonna
start hitting on. Okay. All right. So
I bless myself just because that's what I would do.
So you start climbing. That's a
Or not
terrible roll.
guidance. I meant
Little
guidance.
fucks. That's a terrible roll.
It's not the right
I
roll.
spent inspo.
It's not even the right
Smaller.
roll. You'll also get your bonus.
Yeah, athletics.
Oh, you spent your
not-
inspiration. Okay.
I want
And
to spend inspiration.
are you trained in climbing
I am. It would be
or athletics? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not trained in it.
Oh,
So,
okay. So it is the same. Yeah.
so I get a 13.
Okay. All right. So I'll get everybody to roll. Everybody make that athletics roll. So Little Fox, you got a 13. Arcturus.
I don't have inspiration, so I guess I just cross my fingers.
Okay.
18.
Hey.
No, not bad. Okay.
I am also spending my inspiration.
Okay. Sure. Okay.
There
Good.
you
Yeah.
go.
17. All right. Malik.
I don't have inspiration.
And your strength is.
I'm
Oh,
gonna
you're lucky. Yep.
Lucky.
roll that.
Lucky. Oh my god! The fucking second time that Malik plummets to his death.
Oh boy. Okay. So maybe that's the thing. Here's the thing. Two things happened.
Okay.
First of all, you dramatically overestimated how easy it would be to climb down here. Basically, as soon as you start getting down there, you realize that the side of the mesa isn't just rock, but it's wet clay essentially. So you're putting your foot down, and this shit is just sliding away. And yeah, you rolled on your perception check. You rolled a 3 and a 1, so you
Okay.
just blew it.
You mean you rolled a 3 and a 1? I would have done better.
Sure. The actual DC is much higher than you thought it was. However, Malik and Little Fox both. It's funny that the two of you failed. So I think whatever happens is that the two of you hit a slippery patch, and the rock starts to crumble. Both of you need to make dexterity saving throws, please.
Oh crap.
Hey,
Does
Adam, is
Danger
this
work on this?
is this danger?
Read danger sense for me,
Danger sense.
because I feel like
An
danger
uncanny
sense.
sense of when things nearby aren't as they should be, giving you an edge when you dodge away from danger.
I'll allow it.
Right? Because it was like, oh, this is going to be a good foothold, and then it starts to
Yep,
give way, but
totally.
she has
Yep.
the premonition
Yep.
of it.
Yep.
Okay, so with advantage,
Nice.
You got 18.
Okay, great.
Right.
and
With not advantage.
here's the thing: if
Okay.
Oof.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
All right.
So it is a near tragedy, as I think Malik, you experience a moment of free fall because you slip, the area crumbles away from you, and you just fall. So you're falling the length of the rope. Little Fox manages to grab onto a root, which pulls immediately away from the clay, and we do one of those things where you're falling and the root is peeling away, tearing the clay and the rock away from it, and then it snags on actual rock, and the two of you bounce hard at the end of this length of root.
Fox
And-
has to catch Malik and hold
yeah,
him
and then
away.
Malik, you're able to reach up and grab onto Little Fox, and the two of you kind of bang against the side of the cliff. And there's this moment where your hearts are just pounding. The mist is drizzling down on you, and below you is just a drop
Oh,
but you don't
Yeah.
fall.
I should really start being more careful about climbing as a thing. It's not going super well for me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
So what happens to
Yeah, and Little
us?
Fox just like pushes you
We're
into the
good.
cliffside and waits for
Okay.
you to get a grip.
Mm-hmm.
While one arming this whole thing.
Yeah. So the two of you, Arcturus and Ishi, you're fine. It's like you watch them and they're like, ooh, and you're able to like cling to the cliff
Maybe
wall.
You,
the
like, go around
the
the section
chaos
you
that they created on the cliffside like makes it a little bit more obvious what parts are okay and what
Yeah,
aren't.
yeah. Maybe they peeled away some of the clay like layer on the surface, and eventually, you reach the bottom, and get yourselves into the opening in the cave. And standing inside the opening to the cave, you see Artis and Dragonbait.
Fuck?
And they're both just like standing, and Artis is looking out of the cave. And when
Oh.
you swing in,
You can teleport, can't you?
he looks at you and he's like, "Oh, hey guys."
I
I'm
nearly
busy
died.
making
I
sure that
fucking
that
hate
bird's
you.
nest. I'm busy making sure that the bird's nest of the bird that helped me is like still okay because I made a bunch
Yeah,
of
you
rocks
can see
fall,
it
so
from
I'm
here.
like,
Yeah.
I like wave to the bird and then I go inside.
So you had a way down the mountain the whole time and you just decided not to share that.
And he puts his hands out and he's like, well, it wasn't a way down the mountain exactly. But yeah, I mean, what really matters is that we're all here safe and sound.
Wait, did you steal my idea? Did you dig a hole?
He shakes his head and he says, no, I'm not secretly some kind of weremole. But I got my tricks.
Those things are tricky.
As I go past, I set his cloak on fire.
Yeah, with what? How do you do such a thing?
Firebolt. I just go. Never mind. It's not worth it. And then like behind my back, I'm just like. I'm just like,
Okay, so his like, yeah, the edge of his cloak like lights on fire and he like flaps it out and he's like, woo, all right, don't piss off the wizard. Listen, come on, it's all in good fun. If I could have got everybody down here, I would have. I thought you'd be happy to see me. Hey, it's me, Artis Simber. What a great trick, right? Come on, we got monsters to kill.
The fact that you concealed that you could get down here in the first place makes me doubt very much that you would have gotten us all down here if you could.
Listen, I didn't conceal it. I just, forgot that I could. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Everybody's safe. That's all that matters.
Very nearly not.
We're all on the
You
same
know,
team, right?
yeah,
Team
no,
kill the monsters.
I agree. Team kill the monsters, but you know what, Artis? You know what I'm realizing slowly over time while we talk to each other? I should have kept all your stuff and left you in a cage. I would have had all the cool stuff and all the stuff you can do. And you would have been in a cage. So I better get some cool stuff at the end of this.
And he shrugs and gestures at the cave and he says, oh, I'm sure those pterodactyl men have lots of cool stuff.
I light the lantern. I say, all right, which of you wants to take the lead?
While you light the lantern, I also cast light on, I don't know, my shield. And it does that whole where the underwater bits reflect on the sides, and it looks really homey and nice. And I'm like, ah.
Stop moving around.
Sorry, I was like, where am I?
Here, I can just pull you.
Can you put me inside?
There you go. I
the
returned
cave?
you to the wall.
It's 20
there's
foot
no light
radius,
source.
bright
That's why I
light.
can't see anything.
There's no light. Yes, exactly.
20 foot radius bright light, 20 foot dim light. So
Okay.
so
20
and then what is yours?
start of dim, so it's 40.
I am just looking it up in the SLG now.
Yeah. I just I really wanted to have the cool water effect going on. It makes me feel real nice.
And yeah, what's yours, Malik?
3060.
Okay, so 60 feet of light, 30 of which is dim, or is it 90 total?
It's 60 total.
Okay, 60, 30 of which. Okay, Good. Okay, so before you lies a shadowy cavern. Now, you can make out, Little Fox, from where you're standing. If you go into the cave even a little bit, you can make out the sounds and maybe some movement of shadow, because Terrafolk can't see in the dark. So there's warmth in this cave. The entrance to the cave is all wet, and you can hear Terrafolk like talking and like chirping at each other somewhere in the depths. Now, from where you're standing, you can see there's a tunnel directly ahead of you, but there's also like a narrower tunnel off to the east, and then a third that kind of like arcs off this way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me just grab Artis and.
Okay, now I realize I made a lot of noise just that before there, but now we're being quiet, and I can see in the dark, so should I take a look like last time?
Yeah, and Ishi points.
You remember
Little Fox.
remember last time how you said that you were going to do this and then you got attacked and almost killed by a bunch of Sturges?
That was unavoidable.
Don't do that.
And it could have happened to anyone that was old. Anyway.
Yeah, so Little Fox points at Ishi and then points down this corridor that goes to the right. So she wants you to go check out like over this way.
Okie doke. I'll take a look.
And I'm gonna stealth over there, Adam.
Okay. Make a check.
I shall indeed. 12.
12, eh? Okay. Let's see. Okay. All right. Sounds good.
Would this check perhaps be with advantage because of the darkness?
Because they can't see
They
either.
They can't see
in the darkness.
It's noise too. I don't think the fact that it's
All right,
like,
that's fine.
Well, I tried.
It's you trying to sneak up, so.
I see something here. Some Terra folk.
They probably see you too.
Yeah, let me see. So 12, unfortunately, is indeed the same as their passive perception, and you make a noise which causes one of the Terra folk to come around the corner, and the sound of your
No, you know what it
rapier
is?
rattling,
I forget to hold the rapier,
Yeah.
and it just drags on the ground a little bit.
right, because
and
it's long, right? So there's a scraping on the stone, and one of the Terra folk peers out around the corner and sees that they're intruders, and lets out a terrible echoing shriek of alarm, and the shriek echoes off all the walls, and you can hear that it's echoed back like by the Terra folk in the other side of the cave, and we definitely need to roll initiative.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, they have spotted you.
Curses.
So let me roll for them. Thankfully,
That was
they're all-
unavoidable, just like every other scouting mission I've been on.
Yeah, you tried. It was not a great roll, unfortunately.
Yeah. I used my advantage or my inspiration on the climb, so.
I mean, the climb was important.
We're more likely to have
Climb
died
down.
on the climb than, to
Sneaky.
Yeah,
Terra
I'd
folk,
rather
honestly.
take my chances with things that I can do things about.
So Ishi, what do you? Oh, I got to roll for Dragon Bait and Artist. Hold on, give me
Yeah.
a second. Sorry. Dragon Bait and his buddy Artist C. Boop. Okay, now I will reorder these, and we will continue. Good initiative, Artist. All right, Ishi, you get to act first. As soon as it shrieks into the darkness, you like start.
And immediately go back to here.
Okay.
Like,
Gee, they noticed me.
The kobold instincts kick in and you run away.
Scatter. Okay.
and
so
and
you get some
I
move
have
action.
my rapier. I have my rapier in hand, and I'm preparing to slice these dastardly foes
Okay.
once they enter my melee range.
All right. Malik, what are you going to do?
Dave, you're muted.
Sorry, I was just doing my math and stuff. Okay, so I move 15 feet up to there. Do I have a line of sight to? Yeah, I totally do.
last time we fought these stupid things, they got stuck in all the tunnels. So all we gotta do is cram them in the tunnels again.
He nods and says, and you are going to make sure that any that do try and come through the tunnels, and you feel the like familiar warmth again of me giving you.
Sweet.
Okay, so that's what you're gonna do with your action. You're gonna cast.
That's my bonus action, so my actual action is going to be a firebolt.
Okay.
Firebolt.
What are those where you crank by hand and you make ground beef with it? You know those things?
Like a meat grinder.
It's just a meat grinder. Yeah,
Look at that, max damage.
that is what this cave has turned into.
Okay, so you hurl a bolt of fire that flies across the room and strikes the creature. Sound.
I'm gonna move back because
I guess it would go this way. Wow. And he, it illuminates the cavern brilliantly for a moment and then strikes the thing in the chest, and it staggers back against the wall. These things walk kind of like they have hands. They have like thumbs and 4 fingers. I guess they have 3 fingers, but they sometimes like walk on the end of their, like on their knuckles, the end of their wings. And then their claws are they're like back claws. So they'll like lean back and slash at you with those. So it staggers back, brings one wing up across its chest and yelps in pain when you hit it with the fire attack. Dragonbait is going to bravely draw his sword and let's see, how far can he see? Because he doesn't have dark vision either. So he's going to move up here. So he steps out in front of you, Ishii, and I think he has his shield and his sword this time.
Oh, no, you're supposed to keep them in the small part. Stupid.
All right, so
for all of her tiny bluster, she is a battle master.
It's true. Yeah, you do have your shit together. All right, so the Terra folk, one of them has grabbed a torch in his little hand. So this one comes out to see you.
Oh my god!
And then
really
comes forward. And they're running forward to attack, but they have to move because they're slow, right? But they're all coming out, making noise and getting angry about these intruders.
From last time, can I remember, did any of these, because I remember you saying that the Terra folk spoke common, but we never spoke common to them. They never spoke common to us, did they? Like, we aren't aware.
No, they, I don't know that they ever did. Yeah, you don't know anything really about them.
I don't think we.
I remember that I tried to speak to them in Orin, but they didn't respond. But
right.
I don't think anyone ever tried to talk to them in common, but I remember that you said that they could.
Yeah, I told you that out of character.
Yeah. I was just trying to figure out if that had been out of character.
Okay. And you can see, Ishii, behind you, maybe that there's like light coming from back this way. And you can hear more of them, like,
Little Fox, they're coming up the other side too. With the
I'm trying to direct people.
okay. And the one, I don't know if y'all can y'all see this? You can see this one. The little one here, that one is it's like a juvenile. It's like smaller. Its scales are like a brighter green. Yeah. Okay. All right. So Arcturus, what do you want to do?
I feel bad.
Arcturus, blow them up.
Yeah, so I guess from my knowledge, I am not aware that these creatures have a language that I can speak to them. So I will. I
mean, all you know about these guys is that they imprisoned one of your bird friend guys.
Yeah, one
30,
of your.
So I can get to here.
I miss our bird friend and his super gruff, manly voice.
Right, when he speaks Orin, yeah, that's right.
It's so good.
I am a noble warrior of the blah blah blah.
Okay, so you're gonna try to you sneak through the little tunnel.
Yeah, I go through the little tunnel to get a peek at like what's going on over here, and I'm like, oh dear. And then I remember to w-
Blow them up.
warn Dragonbait.
You're getting quiet again.
Quiet again.
You're doing the thing. You're disappearing into the void.
I need to replace my mic line. Is it better?
Yeah, it's way better.
Okay.
It's just funny because
It is funny. It sounds like you're just like falling down a hole.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, I'll replace the cable. But anyway, yeah, I remember to yell out a warning, and if you could grab me my shatter
Okay.
icon.
Your template, sure.
Template.
Let me retrieve it for you.
Fire in the hole.
Yes.
Well, this whole cave is going to collapse. It's going to be great.
It's gonna be amazing.
I mean, like, I don't think that it can actually collapse structures.
Let's not downplay what a huge explosion this is. We've spent all this time being like, it's like a mortar. It's like a huge, powerful explosion.
But also,
you're empowering it with the strength of the storm.
It's a noise.
we're talking about a space of 30 feet. So a 15-foot explosion in there, we might be okay. I mean, I'm just saying.
Mhm.
It's
just saying.
but I mean, it's very.
Look,
it's like
everyone's
it's not
just saying,
matter.
and that's
It's
nice,
just-
but-
it's
You
just
can't have it both ways. But anyway, what do you want to do with your explosion?
I want to do these two.
You want to hit those ones? Okay. And
Yeah.
are you doing it like full on?
I don't have more than.
Oh, you only get one a day? Okay.
Yeah, so I'll just cast it regular.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Oh,
All right. So
my damage is so bad.
okay, DC 13 con save.
Well, maybe I was also afraid of bringing down the cavern because my damage is so poor.
Okay, so you deal 4 damage to the top one, and you deal
9 to the
9
bottom.
damage to the bottom one. So there's boom, big explosion. The whole cave like echoes. I believe that the shatter spell explicitly like calls out that it does more damage to like inanimate objects.
I think that it just calls out that it does damage to inanimate objects.
A
It
creature
says
made of inorganic material such as stone, crystal, or metal has disadvantage on the saving throw.
a non-magical object that isn't being worn or carried also takes the damage if it's in the spell's area, but only if it's in the spell's area.
Okay, so I think when
So
you
it would destroy the torch?
I mean, there was no
it's
torch.
being carried.
the
one of
torch is
those.
being carried. It's
Yeah.
he's holding it. Yeah, I think it just like the rush of air and the explosion kind of like shakes the place. Yeah, I don't think that it's big enough. Like you rolled pretty poorly on the damage, and you didn't like it wasn't your expanded like full damage version of it. So I don't think there's any risk that it's going to collapse the cave. You did it in a fairly open area. So yeah, cool. All right, so Artis has no like clear shot on anything. So I think he's gonna have to move. He'll move. Let's see. You have to just use his turn moving, I think. 30. I guess he can get up beside you. Yeah, so he'll move there, and then he can take some shots with his bow. All right, so Ishi, Artis comes running up beside you, draws his bow, and fires a couple of quick shots. 1 misses, 2 misses. Jesus, 3. Wow.
Nice going, Peck.
He looks down and he's like, "Shut up! It's an enclosed space. All right." Yeah, and he like looks, and we see him. He turns his head away from you. He's like, "Get your shit together, Artis. Come on." Little fox, let's have you take your turn.
Yes, let
That was
us.
so embarrassing for him.
I'm gonna go to there. So 20 feet. Bloop.
Okay.
Oh gosh, my mouse is doing this thing again. There we go. Yeah, I will move here. I will rage. I will smash a thing.
Okay.
So I'm down to 1 rage charge left.
Okay.
Is a 17 a hit?
It sure is.
I sure hope so. I deal 17 damage.
To which one?
This bottom one, let's say.
17?
Yeah.
All right. You smush it. So you hit it in the head, and it drops to the ground.
Yeah, like Ishi was barking orders at me to do a thing, and she just like Little Fox just like runs in the hall, sees things, and then there's the like blood curdling yell, and she just literally jumps over Ishii's head to like.
I feel like it's one of those things where it's like, okay, yeah, like, what am I gonna do to stop you? Nothing.
Yeah, so she just like barrels into this thing and smashes it like uppercut with the hammer.
All right, cool.
So what I'm gonna do?
Well, hold on. Before we're due a break rather than just like rip on through the fight. Let's grab a break here because we're at the top of the initiative order, and when we get back, Battlemaster Snaggletooth can get this combat under control. So don't go anywhere. There's a lot more Terra folk to deal with. Stick around. We'll be back with more Terra folk of Annihilation when we get back.
XP.
This stream is brought to you by Roll20, an easy-to-use virtual tabletop dedicated to making tabletop RPGs accessible to everyone. Join the adventuring party at roll20.net. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Just when you thought that all the Terra folk were dead, there's more Terra folk to smush all over the place. So let's get to the
I've never
smushing.
thought all the Terrafolk were dead.
No.
I love annihilating entire species.
Yeah, like to be
this is D&D. This is what it's about.
to be totally fair, you did just bust into their house and start
we did
murdering
that
their
last
shit.
time.
Yeah, well, we're just gonna bust in their house and kill all of them now. So
Well, a gross old lady with a skull painted on her face told us to do it, so we're gonna
it's
go
fine.
do it.
It's totally okay.
That's the real adventurers, the creed, right? We can get away with anything because an NPC said we need to do it. All right, Ishi Snaggletooth, Battlemaster
So
Snaggletooth.
I'm
What
gonna move
are you doing?
up there and stay there, and then I am going to commanding strike Little Fox to swing again.
Yep.
I'm gonna be like,
Little Fox, smash him! Yeah!
Nice.
and so you get a superiority die on that damage too.
Okay.
Okay.
You
so is
barely
it a
hit. Yep.
13 is a hit. I do 15 damage
Plus a D8.
6.
You're
So
just
21 damage.
So commanded. So commanded. The thing is just murdered.
Yeah. She's just like, hit it. And I'm like, "Argh."
You don't have to ask twice. Yep. Excellent. That's good for you, Ishi?
That's it.
All right. Malik?
I poke my head out around the corner. I say, "How's it going, everyone? I don't see any." Oh, right, there they are. And then I move up next to everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you got to alpha strike as hard as you can. I'm going to do a twin spelled chromatic orb at the two larger Terrafolk. That's okay?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I'll start with
There's these
the
two big
top
bodies in the way, so I'm gonna give them whatever the weakest cover bonus is.
one. 2.
Yeah.
Oh, it's worth that they had it then.
No, you still hit them.
Oh, okay, cool. 10 points on the first one.
Okay.
And that one definitely hits.
Mhm.
12 points on the second one.
Nice. All right. Cool. So you soften
Can't
those
do
two up pretty good.
Can't do them much more often, but got a few more.
Okay. Dragon Bait looks at you, Little Fox, then looks over his shoulder this way. You're like 4 feet taller than him, so he has to like look up to make eye contact with you. But he looks at you and then looks over at this direction, like away from him.
Yeah,
and then he goes the other way.
Yeah, he's going to go to where Ishi is.
Yeah, he runs past Ishi. Because he can see, because one of the Terrafolk has a torch, and he just stands in the hallway.
What did I tell you about choke points and for you to, I'm standing here for a reason!
Cool. And then the Terrafolk make their onslaught. So this one is gonna charge forward at Arcturus. This one is gonna like climb up on the bodies of his friends. Oops, that one shouldn't be map layer, but that's fine. Whatever. Okay, so this one climbs up on top of his friends to claw at you, and then the little one. I think the little one's gonna throw a javelin at Arcturus before the big one comes at him.
Okay.
So Arcturus, juvenile hucks a javelin at you.
Okay. And my armor class is 18.
Okay, it hits
Okay.
for 11.
Fuck. Ow.
That's because I rolled a 6 and a 3, and it does an extra 2 damage.
Math.
So you take 11, and then the big one charges in after it.
That javelin is a great sword. Really big.
It's a big ass javelin, yeah. And then the Terrafolk behind him comes rushing up to you and bite, which is a miss. Claw, which is a hit,
Okay.
and then a second claw attack,
Which is a crit.
which is a
so
crit
I might.
for another 7.
So we're at 5, 7. Math. How to math?
So on your token, you can make the tokens do the math for you.
I can?
Yes. So on your current hit point on the green circle, instead of putting in your new points, you can put like minus and the amount of damage you just took, and it'll auto do the math for you. In the green circle, yeah, the green bubble.
So minus
tips and tricks.
5.
Did you know that if you pick up your token and you hit the space bar, you can create a waypoint for
minus 7? Okay, I'm still up.
Okay, all right. So yeah, it comes forward shrieking, and it snaps its beak out, barely missing you, but the 2 claws slash down the front of your armor and draw sweet Triton blood. The Terrafolk that charges up to Little Fox.
Is Triton blood sweet?
Can you rebuke it?
It's salty.
Can you rebuke it, Bleach, or have you used
yeah, I can. Sorry, I didn't I've got Wrath of the Storm. That's definitely a thing. It's a creature that hits me. It hit me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So on that last claw attack, you want to use it?
Yeah. I don't think I can make it it's a reaction, right? So I can do it once per round. So it needs to take a dex saving.
Well, how many times can you use it?
3 times.
3. Okay. All right. Yes. So yeah, it just makes the dex save.
It makes a dex save. My spell save DC is 13.
Okay. Nope.
And then 2d8.
Is it thunder or lightning?
It's lightning. It's like static.
Okay. I mean, you get to choose, but yes.
I say it's lightning.
Okay.
So 6 damage.
Okay. So yeah, I think maybe that last one, when it buries its claws into your shoulder, your blood conducts the electricity of your soul into the Terrafolk's claw, and it like jumps back, smoking. Cool. It's still alive, but
not too far back though.
No, I mean it like leaps back away from you, but it's still fighting you. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So this and this one. So they move up and they both attack Dragonbait a bunch of times. Dragonbait's AC is 17, so 1, 2, and 3. So the same thing. He gets a claw crit for 8. And then the second one, 3 attacks. That's Dragonbait's character sheet. 1, 2, and 3. No hits on that one. And then some more Terrafolk move into the hallway. And I think one of them, maybe 2. Yeah, they both throw javelins at him. Because they can. First javelin. And second one. Okay. All right. So, that means that it is, I guess, your turn, Arcturus. I need to re-add them because I dumped the guy to the back layer.
Yeah. I am very hurt. So I'm going to cast Shield of Faith on myself.
Okay.
Because the best defense is good at not getting hit.
Okay.
So my armor class is now 20. And then I'm going to whack at him with my hammer.
Okay, so Shield of Faith is your bonus action. And then...
whack at him with my hammer.
Yep, you hit him.
For 10 damage.
Very nice. Let me just check on him still being alive. 10? No, you kill him.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So as he's reeling back from the shock, you drive your hammer into the front of his face and crush his skull.
The skull bones make weird hollow bird bone crushing.
Oh yeah, you crunch him like a bag of pretzels. And he tumbles backwards. Cool.
Don't crunch bags of pretzels. You end up with fucking.
That's what I'm saying. If you want to kill a bag of pretzels, just hit it with a hammer. Okay.
Kill the pretzels.
So actually, Artis is going to stand back and shoot his arrows because he doesn't want to get into a melee if he can avoid it. You got it under control, so he's going to take some shots. Okay, so let's see, Artis. Pew, pew, pew. 2 hits for a total of 7 and then 5. Okay. All right. And Little Fox, now it is your turn.
All right. So it's going to be a pretty complicated turn.
I don't believe you.
So I don't need to move. I hit the thing
Yep.
with my hammer for 12 damage.
Mm-hmm.
This one guy in front of me. All the others are dead, right?
Yep.
Is it also dead now?
Yes. Bang! And it just tumbles into the pile of bodies. You're getting deja vu real hard right now.
Yeah, I've made this corpse pile before, and then I just move to the next.
Okay,
thing
you
that
can't
is
just
alive and
like
moving.
rip through the pile now because it's like 20 feet worth. Like it's almost up to the ceiling.
Okay, how?
If
I-
you want to, you can push the pile over, and then difficult terrain over it.
Or
Okay,
you
so
could
it'll take
just
an
leave
action
the
to-
baby alone.
Make an athletics check to be an athletics check to shove the pile.
It threw a
Baby
giant fucking javelin at your
javelin.
chest. Why are
Fine,
you-
I will leave you
Yeah.
alone with the baby. I'll go over here.
It was a panic javelin, all right? And they're not babies,
so-
they're juveniles.
Yeah, so I come over here then.
Leave the
'cause it's 30
no,
feet.
kill the teenagers, kill all of them.
Well, that's your job now. You're on team killing duty. I'm going over here.
All right, Ishi, it's your turn.
Has everyone blocked the way so you can't breathe fire? That's a very sad
I
time.
know. I know. It's tragic.
I mean, I don't give a crap. I have advantage on the saving throw, and I take half damage. Just breathe fire on me. It's fine.
No, you know what? I can go up to that corner and then breathe fire diagonally and hit both the Terrafolk and no one else. So. Pew!
Okay.
Fire, Kobold!
On both of those two?
Yep.
Okay. Malik, can you roll that damage for
Yeah,
me?
hit the damage for me, buddy.
And it's a deck save, right?
Not great this time.
Okay. Well, they both fail the save. So they
Yeah,
take the
8 damage. 8 damage across the board is okay.
And who else are you hitting with this?
No, I'm just hitting the 2 Terrafolk. That's it.
Okay, cool. All right. So you run up and breathe fire on the two of them, and they, shriek in pain. The others are like crowing in anger because now the things that have broken into their house can shoot fire. Malik, it's your turn.
I'm a fire breathing kobold.
You are.
Unstoppable.
Yeah.
Were you still wanting to give like +2 cover or like more to the little dude?
You can't even see him. This is like an impenetrable wall of dead flesh now.
Okay, interesting.
You have no line of sight on him. The pile it's two like 8 foot tall at the shoulder creatures with another one on top of it, basically, and they've just made this little wall.
Okay, yep, that's cool. In which case, I'm gonna do exactly the same thing I did last turn. 2 more chromatic orbs,
Okay.
starting with the top one.
All right.
Nine damage,
Okay.
and the bottom one. 12 damage.
12, nice. Okay. So Dragonbait, Little Fox, and Ishi, two of Malik's magical orbs come flying past you and crash into the creatures in front of you. Okay, so Dragonbait.
Eerie orbs of fire flying all over the goddamn.
Dragonbait's swinging one-handed now, so hits the first one for 6, which doesn't kill it, so he's going to take another swing at it. And hits it for another, probably enough to kill it. Yeah, definitely. All right, so he's slewn the one that's directly in front of you, Ishi. And then the Terrafolk get to go. So this one, I'll do this in a good order. So let's start with the little one over here. It climbs up on top of the dead body and throws itself at Arcturus. And here comes the bite and the claw. So bite is a miss. First claw. Second claw, all misses. Okay.
I think like while it's hitting me, I've got my shield up and I'm like, you saw what happened to the bigger one? Stop hitting me.
And it's just, like screeching and slashing at you. Yep.
I gave you a chance.
I don't feel like that's necessarily what's happening, but okay.
No.
No one got
I'm
a chance here.
I'm just sad that we have to kill babies.
The Terrafolk down here is going to attack Little Fox. So Little Fox, here's a bite. And then 2 claws. All right. See if I can get another 23. Come on. Rolling. I rolled the exact same
How?
number 3 times in a row.
What the
What?
fuck?
All right, so
Well, those
bite,
are all hits.
claw.
So 2, 3,
2, 3, 2.
2.
Yeah. So it's just like raking at your flesh, biting you,
She's got
staggering
like
you
her
backwards.
arm in its mouth,
Yeah.
like holding its mouth back, just like wrestling with this thing.
And then there's room for this one to jam in over top of its friend, but it's like kind of up against the ceiling. So it's gonna attack bite on dragon bait, and then 2 claws on Ishi. Nope, nothing for any of those.
Except that I would like to expend a superiority die to riposte.
Okay,
because
sure.
you missed me.
Okay.
Pachow.
Nice. Okay.
Scrazam plus D8.
Maybe last time you forgot to make the noises.
Okay. Yeah. So it's just clawing at you, but
Damage.
leaving itself wide open, and you shove your sword into it. This one here turns and like is saying something or making noise into the cave, and then it goes this way. It like falls back into the dark. Okay. Cool. Arcturus, it is your turn.
Yes, I have to kill a teenager. Oh boy. Yeah, I think I'll just whack at the teenager, probably. I don't want to waste a spell slot when I can just hit it in the face. Yeah.
Oh, you should be making saves for that shield of fish because you got hit.
When did I get hit after casting it?
You didn't cast it 2 rounds ago, right? You got hit by like all of those hits from the big guy were.
No, I didn't have Shield of Faith on when the big guy hit me.
Oh, when did you cast it?
I cast it afterward because I got so many hits in on 18.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Yeah. So no one's
Right, because it was a bonus action. Yeah. I forgot.
no one's hit me since I cast.
You cast it and then and he missed. Okay. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Because if they had, I would have used Wrath of the Storm again. Anyway, I think I'm just gonna whack it with my hammer. I wish I had that thing where you could push things back with your shield, but I'm just gonna whack it. And I miss. Yes. So I have my shield in front of my face, and I'm just like, ugh, but also like backing up into the hallway.
Like everybody's left you to deal with it. Like all of us have gone.
It's fine. Arcturus can take on the baby one by itself.
I mean, but I think that I'm actually gonna back into the hallway.
Okay, so you're okay taking the attack of opportunity?
Yeah, that's so I would.
Okay, it misses anyway.
Okay, I would go to there. I think is where I can get.
Okay. All right. So yeah, it like snaps at you as you fall back. And Artis sees you like falling back, and he looks at you and he's like, "What, are we retreating? Are we getting out of here or what?" I mean, it's going so good.
You left me with one, and you can see Arcturus has like a javelin like still stabbed in his chest, and he's just like blood everywhere, and he's just like, it's over. Yeah, I'm fine. Just continue doing whatever it is that you're doing. Don't worry about me. Like holding the like hammer and the shield and like leaning against the wall a little bit.
Artis comes over to you, and he's like, "No, idiot, you're not fine." And he's like pulls a potion out of his belt, pops the cap, and he's like, "It tastes terrible," and he like goes to pour it in your mouth. He's like, "Drink this." Like, come here.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
Let's see. Okay, so you recover 9 hit points.
Okay.
And he throws the bottle on the ground.
Can I do plus on my thing as well?
Yep. And he's like, "See, there you go. Much better."
And I like sputter a little bit. I'm like, I don't like when people feed me.
And he looks at you and he's like, "Listen, it doesn't have to get weird, all right?" And he turns back around and looks at Malik and he's like, "I'm gonna go fight some of these dinosaurs." And he runs off that way. Lil Fox, your turn.
So we're fighting dinosaurs, huh? Is that?
I mean, that's what he
still what's
called
going
it.
on?
But yes, there's enormous terror monsters in front of you.
I mean, okay, so one of these two has been hit already, right? The
Yeah.
lower one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna just smash that thing. With the 21 to hit, I hit it for 9 damage.
Which one, the top one or the bottom one?
The bottom one.
Okay. Yes, you murder it.
Excellent. And having murdered it, is there room for me to get through here? Or
Yes,
is this
yeah.
a
If there's
mountain
only
of
one
corpses
corpse,
still?
if there's only one corpse, it's difficult terrain, so you can like climb
Okay,
over
yeah.
it.
So she like clambers over it to get
Mhm.
behind this thing. And I'll hang out.
Okay. Ishi?
There's not multiple targets, so breathing fire is probably a waste of my typical damage, I think. So I'm going to 3d6 is less than my usual fare.
Mhm.
So I am going to stab this nerd directly in his snoot.
Okay.
I have advantage because pack tactics. And rapier.
Oh yeah, no problem. You ice the beast.
Yeah.
Got him.
Got him.
Cool. Okay. Yeah. So you stab him, he tumbles down. You're making short work of these creatures.
And then I'm going to run my little kobold self back down this way.
Okay.
To deal with this juvenile with Arcturus.
Okay. Malik?
Yep. Listening to the conversation that they had, I turn around, I prepare a firebolt for any creature that appears like from beyond there. As soon as it walks out, I'll just.
Okay.
That's what I do.
All right. Dragonbait is going to make a athletics check. Okay. So Little Fox, you hear. Well, actually, you don't hear anything. Dragonbait doesn't make any noise, but you hear the sound of bodies being tugged as this one gets pulled aside to knock the wall down, and then Dragonbait climbs over after. So 10, 20, 30. Okay. Terrafolk. 20, 25, 30. Okay, it can't go any further, so it stops there. And
Can I make the attack with cover? Or do I not see it?
yeah, like massive cover, right? Because you can only like barely make out just the edge of it as it lunges out for Arcturus. But yeah, you can make the attack.
Disadvantage or
Whatever the regular cover is. You're not blind, but it's like its AC is what, +5? Like half.
I think it's 2, 5, and
Okay, we'll call it 5 +5 to the AC.
all right. Still hit.
Yeah, still no problem.
Or 6 points of fire damage
Okay.
as it comes around the corner.
Yep. So it gets seared by the beam, and then attacks Arcturus. So bite and 2 claws, none of which hit. Arcturus, it's your turn. I think you're muted, Arcturus.
I attempt to get it the heck away from me with my hammer. A little bit more renewed, so hopefully this will hit. Feeling okay. Yeah. That potion made me feel a little better
Great,
with
you're feeling vigorous.
with my hammer arm. 7 damage.
You kill it. It dies.
Yes.
You smash it. You smash it with your hammer.
I feel sad.
I don't think you do.
I do, as a player, feel sad.
Okay. Artis. Artis looks at you, Ishi, and is like, what's the plan, Peck?
Well, I saw one of them in the back there go back and like run away around the corner. So there's probably like a trap or like 4 traps.
Yeah.
Or like
and see,
7 or 8 traps. If this were a kobold warren, I wouldn't go chasing that guy.
yeah,
So,
He puts his hands out and he's like, you know what? That's great. That's a great plan. I'm just going to let Dragonbait and Little Fox take care of it. I think they're going to be fine. I got to check my equipment. Bling, 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 like checking his bowstring. Little Fox?
I am not a sensible or reasonable person.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Little Fox, so I'm going to go this way.
Okay.
And then, so I went 20 to get here. So I can only go another 10 feet. Boop, boop. That's a lot of babies. I can get a melee with this thing.
Yeah, this large chamber, it has a fire pit burning in the center of it. And then at the back, cowering, there are a handful of Terrafolk juveniles. There are also two of the adults blocking a smaller chamber ahead of you.
Probably something good in there, so I just run at this one.
Kill the younglings.
Because I am in a rage after all. So
You are in a rage, yep. Okay.
Not just the men, but the women and the children too.
Yeah. So Lil Fox just like runs off directly to where she was like, "Oh, we probably shouldn't go there."
Yep.
Yes, that's me. I'm just double.
Okay, so you just double move. Okay. Ishi, your turn.
I scurry off to go see where Little Fox has disappeared to, because
Okay.
that's never a good sign.
So those corpses are difficult terrain, but you can pass them.
Okay, hang on. Let me math then.
Okay.
15, 20, 21, or 25, 35, 45, 50, 55, 60. Okay. So I can go there.
Okay.
That's all my move.
All right. Malik?
Yeah, same. Let's follow. I say, Artist, for someone who seems to actually be fairly proficient at combat, you don't seem super keen on it. Come on, you don't want your friend to get hurt. And then
as you run off, he's like, I don't want anybody to get hurt, including myself.
25, 35, 40, 50. Yeah, that'll do.
Okay. All right. So dragon bait. Also, everybody's doing the move. So he's gonna move up into the room next to you. All right. The Terrafolk. I think it's gonna attack. It'll attack Little Fox because Little Fox got here first. So bite. Claw. Nope. Just like slashing at you desperately. That last claw hits you.
Yeah, the last one hits.
You take 2 damage.
Great. So I need damage to keep me angry.
Okay. And Arcturus, it's your turn.
Sorry, my mouse is laggy because of I don't know why. Any hoot. Yeah, I can't really get anywhere. I can get I guess like 30 feet to around where Artis is, and then I see the pile of corpses and I just like sigh. And I think that I take the time to like wrench the javelin out of my shoulder, and like because of the potion it's probably not bleeding as much anymore. It's fine. Yeah. And I'm just like, they went that way.
He just points.
Yeah, okay. And then I can get like 1, 2, 3, 4. I could get like into the corpses.
Yeah, you can start climbing the pile.
I'm just gonna stand like right in front of this corpse pile and be like, and just like look. I'm mentally.
Artis is watching you like slip and like.
I'm mentally preparing myself to like touch corpse flesh. That's
I think he just squints at you and shakes his head. And he's like, "Gross."
Yeah.
And that's his action. He's just gonna be like, "Ew." Lil Fox.
Artis is the worst.
I guess I hit this thing with my maul. Hopefully.
Yep.
Okay, 15 for 9 damage. what a disappointingly small number. I'm going to range around here. I'm encircling this thing so it can't get away.
Okay. Ishi?
I need to get my butt into this room.
Yeah, you do.
I need to see what's going on. So let's move up to where Dragonbait is over here. And then that's as far as I can go without double moving. So what I'm going to do instead is commanding strike, little fox, smash that guy.
Yep. You shout at me. I continue smashing with renewed.
Yes.
Remember your superiority die.
Yeah, so I deal 14 damage plus another 7, so I deal 21 damage.
All right, you kill it. No problem. Just you are commanded to smash, and smash you do.
See, this is the importance of good management techniques in a diverse combat environment.
Yeah. I like assistant manager Ishi. Malik, it is your turn.
I'm out of superiority die now, but...
Okay, that's 10 feet. 20. Where's the other one? Oh, I see him. There he is. He's hiding.
So this one, this Terrafolk in the back, this little like alcove area is full of like dry like vegetation all over the ground. And the Terrafolk has both wings like around something in the center, and it's just like hissing and shrieking at you. It's not making any effort to like rush forward and attack. It seems to be protecting whatever's in that back area.
Can I make that check to see whether we can get them to surrender? Make some sort of nature check to see if I know if they speak. Like, because the Elder did speak to us on Firefinger.
Did he? I literally asked this question, and you said that we didn't know that they spoke common. This is
I can't remember. It was a long time ago.
I honestly have no idea.
Yeah, no one can remember.
The difference is I'm probably going to spend a turn thinking about it.
Yeah, you can make a nature. You can make a nature check if you want to. I can't tell you if you can convince them to surrender or whatever. Like, you busted into their nest and you're murdering all of them. It has nowhere to surrender to. You've backed it into a corner. So you probably can't, like, it'll understand you. They speak common. They use common to communicate with each other. They're intelligent, but it has nowhere to go, right? Like, if you're like, stand down, it'll be like, and go where and do what?
Okay. Well, if I use my action on that, then
yeah.
That's that, I think.
Dragonbait looks at the Terrafolk in the back, looks at Little Fox, and then sheaths his sword. And he looks back to see where Artis is. Because no one who can understand him is nearby.
Yeah, and like I'll say, because I'm just talking and thinking at the moment, I'll say, he's back there. He didn't want to climb over the corpses to join us.
Dragonbait rolls his eyes slightly. The Terrafolk, I think, are just holding their action. Arcturus, you want to continue climbing over the pile?
Yes, it's gross, but I'll do it. So 10, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40 to there.
And you can't go right through the wall, though.
I mean, that's diagonal, though, right? Right here to right here.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. I just wasn't sure the angle you were taking.
So that's
okay.
40, and then I can see kind of what's going on. I can get up to one there. So 45, 50, 55, 60. I can get to here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dragonbait is giving off a smell of brimstone.
What do I know that means?
Uncertainty or confusion.
Dragonbait, what's Dragonbait is feeling uncertain. What's I see a corpse and a smashing furbolg.
Finish them off. There aren't many left.
Finish off. They're not coming. They're not attacking us.
It doesn't matter.
So this is much more conversation than a round gives you. So
yeah, I used all my movement.
Artis is back here, and you can hear him. He's all alone. He's like, guys, oh, I'm gonna have to climb the corpses. Ugh, ugh, oh, gross. Oh, this is so gross. Blah. And he like tumbles out off the other side, and comes out around the corner, Malik, and you see him, and he's just got like Terra folk blood all over him. He's like, ugh, gross. Blah.
It is really gross.
Wiping himself off. Little Fox, you were still full of rage.
Yeah, as far as I can tell, I've got R4G3 times 5
That's right.
remaining. So I will climb over this corpse.
Yeah,
it's like
rage.
10 feet of difficult terrain.
Yeah, you're fine. There's lots of room there.
And then I'm just gonna lay into this.
Yes, you just like rage climb the thing, and then
just like kind of like tear a big chunk out of it to make way, and then like leap in and just.
Angry Little Fox is not to be trifled with.
Yeah, and I deal it 12 damage.
Okay.
And shout in its face like a big scary monster.
Yeah, and it's screaming at you, and I think it does have a held action, so it's gonna take a swipe at you with a claw as you come in.
It's cool.
But it misses. Yeah, you just bat its claw side and just smash it in the face. Ishi, what are you gonna do?
I look to the rest of the assembled people who I can tell are about to have a moral dilemma, and go, "We're halfway done. Don't stop a job halfway. We got nothing other than that, you know." And then I guess I don't think I can get over that in a turn. So I'm just gonna walk over here.
Okay.
Like that.
Okay. Malik.
Do you want to give any cover to the one that Lil Fox is fighting?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay, I'll make the attack anyway.
Okay. No problem.
No problem.
All right. So, Little Fox, as you're bashing away at it, a beam of like white hot sand light just rips past you and strikes the thing, driving it back.
She like shouts back at just like, there's lots of shouting. It's horrible.
Dragonbait's gonna go back to Artis. So Dragonbait walks up. Artis is walking in the room, and Dragonbait just walks up and puts his hand on Artis's chest to like stop him from coming into the room. And Artis is like, "Hey, what?" He's like trying to peer past him, and Dragonbait just shakes his head and like pushes Artis back into the hallway. Okay, so the Terra folk, the big one is gonna bite claw on Little Fox. Okay, so that's second attack.
24 is definitely a hit.
It's a hit, yeah. So 8, 11, so 5.
5 damage.
And then these ones, they see Ishi coming, and I think they're gonna like rush in. Okay, so 30 and 30. Okay, so the little ones are gonna throw their javelins, and then the other ones are gonna make their attack.
You're rolling against a 19, by the way.
All right, so 1. So it's a hit with the javelin for 8.
Yeah.
Second one, another hit for 9. So the 2 javelin ones hit, and then claw, bite for each of the other ones. So claw, bite. These will probably all miss. Yep. And then bite. There's one. Okay, for 6, and then 2 claws. Claw. And then another 4. Okay. Arcturus. You see Ishi taking on 4 of them by herself.
Yeah. It's enough to get over my like. They're not fight. Okay, now they're fighting.
I was like, whoa! I didn't think these things would swing as hard as the big ones do, and they don't. But...
So I can get to next to Ishi, and then I can cast spiritual weapon.
Yeah. You want to get that fish whip?
Yeah, let's get that fish
All
whip.
right, let me go and retrieve the fish whip from the inventory. All right, fish whip. Where would you like the fish whip to appear?
I want it to be behind the creature to the right.
There?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you conjure up with a splash the fishy whip of Fishtitia, and it snaps out at the Terra folk, but cracks in the empty air.
Yeah. And
That means you lose your shield of faith, right? Oh no, spiritual weapon's not concentration.
No.
It just lasts for 10 turns, right?
Yeah, its duration
Strongest
is 1 minute.
non-concentration.
It's not concentration.
Perfect.
Yep.
All the spell effects.
Yep. And yeah, I think that I'm just like backing up Ishi at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And before Artis like gets past, I'm like, Ishi's under attack. Whatever. Hurry up. Come in here.
Dragonbait just looks at you like, shut up. Like he just gives you this stern like stare.
It's like, we'll talk about this later. If she dies because of your like turn around to like prepare another spell because like we don't have that all that time.
Artist looks at Dragonbait and he puts his hands up and he's like, okay, all right, buddy, I'm backing off. And he takes a couple of steps behind cover. Little Fox, you want to try to finish the job up here?
Yeah, because like I'm not in a position to be aware of any of this other stuff happening.
Nope.
Like, yeah. Just gonna keep laying into these things. So another 14 damage to this one.
Okay, that's enough to finish that one off.
Yeah, and she's just like backed it into a corner and is repeatedly
So you
smashing it.
smash into it with your hammer. It tumbles backwards, falls on the ground, and lying underneath it is a clutch of like a dozen like leathery looking eggs. Cool. Do you want to move?
No, she'll stay here. I think.
I shouted that Ishi's under attack.
Oh, okay. No, then she's gonna roll out. I assume it's gonna take most of my movement to clamber over this corpse, and then I'll get maybe another 10 feet. So there we go.
Okay. All right. Ishi.
I am considering whether it may be. How's your health looking, Arcturus? Just because like you're the closest one other than me, and I don't want you to start taking shit if I.
I'm at, we can't see each other's health bars anymore. I'm at 15 HP, so about half.
About half. Okay.
Yeah, I look better than when I got stabbed by a javelin, but
So
I'm
I think
bloody.
I think what I'm gonna do is take the dodge action, and just
Right.
like defensive stance, rapier, like. Okay, you want to fight? All right, on guard. You know, like.
Yeah. So you're still fighting. You're still like making attacks and stuff, but you're not trying to hurt them. You're just trying to keep them back.
It's just like it's very like back foot kind of fighting, and I am going to bonus action second wind.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Just in case I need the health. So second wind is my fighter level and D10. So like that, 6 extra HP for me, and that's it.
Okay. Malik.
Yeah. Have either of the two juveniles been hit?
None of them have been injured at all. No.
Yeah. I turn around again. And say, so it's going to be them or it's going to be us at this rate. Quit the moralizing, save it for after, and then I'll fire my firebolt, which misses because I'm preoccupied trying to
totally
not leave us.
You smell the faint scent of like a bakery. Like you have this scent memory of like walking by a bakery, like baked bread or pastry or something. And then you turn and hurl a firebolt that sears the air in the cave, hits the back wall, but not your target. Dragonbait, scowling at you, draws his sword and pushes past you. Like, fuck you, get out of my way.
Yep, fair enough.
And he can go a total of 60 feet, so he just comes like right the fuck up there. Or is it? Yeah, that's 60 total. Cool. Okay. Now the Terra folk go. So, Ishi, one of them attacks you. This is all with disadvantage.
Yes, indeed.
Claw and claw. There's almost no way they're going to hit you. Yep. Okay. Dragon bait gets attacked 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And I think he gets hit all 3 times. Okay.
And dragon bait.
So he takes 8, 6, and 5. So minus 19. Okay. And then these 2 Terra folk, they are going to rush into range. Another attack, another set of attacks on dragon bait. 2, 3. Oh God, he's getting tore up.
Whoops.
So 14, another 20 damage on dragon bait. So you can see him, Ishi, like he's just basically just like getting shredded. Like they jump on him and they're like clawing his face, like tearing at his armor. Arcturus, this last one attacks you. Your AC is 19, you said?
20.
20, right? Because you have your shield. 1, 2, and 3. 1 hit for you for 6.
Okay. For 6, got it.
All right, Arcturus, it's your turn. Oh, you got to make a check for shield of
I
Fame.
do. I finally got hit, and because it hit me, I would also like to do my Wrath of the Storm.
Okay.
So I make a con.
Let's do Wrath of the Storm first. Oh, you got the save already.
I already did it.
Yeah, you're fine.
And then Wrath of the Storm is 2d8 with a 13 for the DC.
Okay, and it's a dex save to jump back in time. Yeah, makes the save, so it takes 3 damage.
Uh-huh.
All right. Cool. And
then
now
it's
you can take
my
your actual
turn.
turn. Yep.
So the whip's going to hit the creature directly in front of it. For
Looks like a hit to me.
it's at level 2, so for 10 damage.
Nice. So it snaps out, wraps itself around the thing's neck. It gets like one arm under the whip, and then it like squeezes it and pulls it back. So while Dragonbait is fighting it, it gets pulled off of him and tumbles to the ground, and the whip is like constricting him.
And then I'm actually going to use my I'm going to use Healing Word bonus action on Dragonbait because he just got wrecked.
Okay.
Your bonus action was to attack with.
Yeah, the bonus
That's
action
a
was
bonus action?
It's the whip.
Oh,
Yeah, it doesn't just
okay.
get a free shot every round.
I didn't
Thanks,
know.
Dave.
Okay, sorry. Then I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
And I can't get within. I'm just going to whack at the one in front of me then.
Okay.
With the Warhammer. I'm not going to hit it.
You miss. Too quick.
Too distracted by everything that's going on.
All right, Little Fox, you can get in there and start cleaning up.
Yeah, like they're hurting my friends. So I'm just gonna run in here. I'm gonna smash the one that's hitting Arcturus.
Okay.
Start. Which I crit.
Very nice.
Yep.
I deal it 15 plus 2, so 17 damage.
Nice.
Jesus. Okay. The one that Arcturus was fighting. It's totally dead. It's so dead. So Arcturus, what does this look like, Little Fox? Like you come running in.
Yeah, just like out of nowhere, like from behind you, you just hear this like "Rah!" and then just like clocks the thing, like it flies over Dragonbait and like slumps down at the corner of the cave over here.
Yeah,
Like,
totally.
just
Just like baseball bat
clocks
its
it.
corpse over there.
Yeah.
I think that like I have my shield in one hand and I like raise it a little bit because I just see like a rush.
Yeah, it just seems like something's coming at you, but then it just is Little Fox. And you just
I'm
close
like,
the thing away.
thank you. And I just like stutter.
Yeah, and it's not like she's like making eye contact with you, being like, "Yeah, I saved you, buddy." She's just like has hit it on her way to the next thing.
Yeah, totally.
And
Just
like,
happened to be on the way. All right, cool. Ishi?
I attack the one that the whip was
Nice.
striking.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna.
So it's like struggling with the whip.
With
Oh, yeah.
pack tactics. So 8 damage
Nice.
to
Yeah.
the whip target.
No problem. You just pierce its heart and it goes limp.
It's being like pulled back by the whip, and I just it's like a
Yeah,
You're
just
dead.
precision strike, and then the other whip snaps free, uncoils, and like gets ready to make another strike. Do you want to move, or are you good where you are? I guess you
Yeah,
have
here.
one biting you, so
Yeah, I'm good here.
Okay, Malik. You're muted, Dave, if you're talking.
I'm sorry.
Okay, thanks.
I will firebolt the one that is attacking Ishi.
Okay.
Pew!
Yeah, you hit him.
Pew!
All right, -6. Excellent. All right. Now Dragonbait, sword in hand, is going to attack the one in front of him. 1 attack, 2 attacks. Both are hits. And between the 2 hits, kills the thing. So yeah, just 2 quick, just hack. The thing dies, flops to the ground. And he turns, and the Terrafolk is probably taking its last actions. So it's going to go after Ishi with a bite and 2 claw attacks. 1 and 2. That claw gets you for 5. Arcturus, your turn.
I will whack at it with the fish whip.
Of course.
Fish whip.
Fish whip strikes again.
That deals 7 force damage.
So hold on, don't do anything else. I think we know who the real MVP is here. It's Fish Whip.
It's fish whip.
Praise it. All hail the Fish Whip. Look at it go in its fishy glory. Hail to you, Fish Whip. You've won the day. Fish Whip gets last strike, takes all the experience, and returns to heaven from whence it came.
Not heaven, the
God-
primordial
God
plane
praise
of
you.
water. Excuse you.
Yeah, that's heaven for Fish Whips.
No, that's where I live.
So you, yes, the Fish Whip snaps out, grabs the thing around the neck, and then just yanks hard. You hear the crunch of its neck breaking. It tumbles to the ground. The whip leaps up into the air, curls up, and then disappears because combat has ended.
Praise be unto Fish Whip.
Praise you, Fish Whip. Praise you. Let us take now our sacred break. And while we are on our sacred break, let us give thanks for all the fishy whippiness that we have been given here today. Hail unto you, Fish Whip. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more Roll20 Presents Tomb of Annihilation right after this. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. It's Roll20 presents Tomb of Annihilation. This is the last. I was gonna say hour, but like we're doing wonky on the breaks, so we'll see how much time we get. But
It's the last however much time there
that's
is.
right. It's the very last part of the episode. So the Terra folk have been unfolked. They're toast. You've slewn the colony. And they are lying dead at your feet, your defeated foes.
This is like a Keep on the Borderlands kobold cave situation, isn't it? This feels very similar.
I have some opinions about morality in Dungeons and Dragons, but I'm not gonna talk about that right now. So, Dragonbait, seeing the last of them is dead, flicks the blood off his sword, spins around, and slides it back into its sheath. And then goes back to I was gonna say talk to, but attend to Artis. So he goes around the corner. What is everybody else doing?
I am checking out the rest of this cave, making sure there's no sneaky buttons or tricky walls or.
It's just a stinky old cave that smells like dead ass dinosaurs.
Perfect, right at home.
So in the back corner over here is like one of their little like nests. So it's just full of like vegetation and there's like little like shed scales kind of laying about, and the whole place just stinks. Little Fox, you wander over that way and you find over where you are a bunch of like rubble. You can see like a wagon wheel in there and some other like broken stuff. But there may be some good shit in there if you want to dig around. It'll take you a little while, but that if there's loot to be found, that's where it is.
Rage loot.
You're not
All right,
raging.
well, my rage is over.
Your rage is
But
silent.
if Malik wants to come in here and shed some light on this
Oh yeah, of course.
with a lantern, that would be helpful.
I'm just gonna scramble back over these.
Well, so hold on. Before you get that far, you come around the corner and you hear Artis like saying to Dragonbait, just as you come around the corner, he stops. He's like, "No, I'm fine, buddy. Everything's fine. It's okay." And then you come around the corner and they both turn to look at you like you just interrupted their conversation. And Artis looks at you and he says, "Everybody okay?"
Yeah, I was just gonna check the other side where there's two ways and there's like a little cave.
He gestures expansively, like, "Please, squirm your way past these monsters."
Just like climb over these corners. Scramble,
Yep.
like.
Okay. Now you don't need to like wander around. That whole end of the cave kind of is a smaller replica of the one you were in before. So like the area is split into two, maybe two like families of Terra folk or something.
Oh, okay.
This one has a little fire pit, but no like loot area, but a bunch more like straw, kind of like that it's hidden on. But it seems like their main like dump is all this crap over here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sitting by the fire, wrapping I probably took off like my shoulder bit from where I was hit with a javelin, and I'm just like tending to my wounds, trying not to look at all the gross, gory, disgusting, dead Terra folk.
Okay. So Malik and Little Fox, the two of you are in this little like room. You wanna dig through that stuff?
Yeah, we're gonna teamwork it.
Loot.
Okay. So you find mostly garbage, bits and pieces of like blood-stained, like there's some horse bones in here, like a horse skull with some of the like skin still on it. There's bits and pieces of a wagon. You do find a treasure chest, a very heavy locked treasure chest with deep gouges in it.
Like they tried to open it and couldn't?
Yeah, like gouged and bashed. You find a punctured like breastplate with like a rib cage still kind of in it.
Definitely got to keep that.
And there's the back is missing. It's just the front part, and it's kind of crumpled in. But there's a bandolier on it, and there's a potion miraculously unbroken in the bandolier.
All right. So
two. There's two of them.
Miracle potion.
So you recognize these right away. You don't have to identify them. They're the same as they're fairly common. They're potions of healing. There's two of them.
All right, I have 2 healing potions.
Yeah.
I'll split that in a bit, but I guess you take most of it because you're.
At first, you maybe you overlook it. Maybe Malik, you notice it, but you see Little Fox like grab a piece of wood and just throw it aside. And when you take a closer look at it, you realize that it's a paddle, like a wooden like paddle from like a canoe or something. And then wrapped around the handle is like leather, like you would attach to like a sword. And you take a closer look at it and you flip it over, and on the other side, etched with like fire, like wood burnt into the other side of the paddle, are the words ready or not, but or is spelled OAR, and they're all in caps written down one side.
Oh my god, you need to use this as a weapon. Okay, Little Fox. Like somebody's.
Yeah, and she like looks at it and doesn't really get the joke.
Right.
So she just like looks at you and then looks at it and then looks back up at you, just like shrugs. And then goes back to like
Ishi will like it.
things.
And you, Malik, when you pick it up, I mean, it's just like really heavy. It's a big, heavy, like wooden, like paddle, basically.
Yeah, no, I just want to show the others because it's fun.
I'll show it to Ishi.
Ishi's gonna appreciate this too.
It's totally gonna be like a magic weapon or some shit that Little Fox is gonna use.
So you, what do? You want to come back with the box?
Yeah,
Does everybody meet up around the fire?
Well,
This sounds fun.
yeah, there's one last thing that Little Fox wants to do.
Okay, so Little Fox, you go back into the like nest area, and yeah,
So
there's like a dozen.
I'll leave the
like,
chest out by the fire, and I go into the little nest.
there's a dozen of these like leathery eggs.
And so she like now very carefully and gingerly like listens at them and feels them,
Mm-hmm.
and is like checking out. I'm gonna check out these eggs and see if I can tell how close they are to hatching and like what their deal is.
Okay, yeah, make a nature check.
Get an 8.
I don't think you. Yeah, you can't really tell. Terra folk are not your specialty.
No, certainly not.
Yeah, they're definitely Terra folk eggs, though.
That would stand to reason.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna sit here and think about what I want to do with this.
Yeah,
if everyone
okay.
else wants to talk for a minute.
Sure. So everybody else gathers around the fire. Artist and Dragonbait come back from the hallway. Did you want to show Ishi your find?
Yeah. You say, well, we got two things. One is this treasure chest that they.
Oh, you found stuff. Good.
I don't know if anyone. Ishi, can you pick locks? Has this ever come up before?
I don't have the tools to do it, but I'm fairly good at small things, and
Didn't you use your finger or something?
Probably.
Artist, is this a skill you've picked up on your travels?
Artist looks at the treasure chest, looks at you, and checks his character sheet real quick, but he doesn't think so.
If he can pick
No.
locks, why would he be in the fucking jail cell?
He yeah. I mean, does Ishi say that?
Yeah, you know what? I think I do.
Yeah.
If artists can pick locks, why would he have been in that jail cell?
Yeah. So he points at you and does one of these. Ishi like.
I could give it a try.
I mean, the dude can teleport, and he was still in the jail cell, so you know.
All right.
I'm just
Well-
like staring at the fire.
If you think you're going to break it, then don't. It will make it
I-
more difficult.
I have no
Otherwise we'll
idea
have-
if there's anything I can roll for this, even
For what?
Like you
Like
don't have the
opening-
tools.
Oh, you can't pick locks without lockpicks. No.
without the lockpicks. No.
Like,
You could smash it open, but then the box would be broken.
yeah, I'm sure little folks can hold on to that until we get back to town. Find somebody who can help us out with that. And also, I found this. And I drag it because I'm actually incredibly weak behind me and just like turn it over. I go, all right.
Yeah. So at a glance, without touching or anything, Ishi, it's an enormous wooden, like you'd use it to paddle a boat.
So you found a paddle.
It says "ready or not" on one side, and weirdly, it has like sword hilt, like leather wrapped around the handle end of it.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it seemed really odd.
It's a weird thing to be here, for sure. If we think about where the nearest water is, it's probably in that basin, like way that way. So
When Dragonbait and Argus come back in here, Dragonbait was really hurt, right?
He's pretty beat up.
I guess like after I'm done paying attention to my own wounds, could I like turn around and look at him and be like, do you need something for your? And I like motion to wherever he's like bleeding the most.
Just shakes his head.
Okay.
Well, I can see that there were clearly some differing opinions that happened. I don't know if this is the place that you want to have that conversation, but if we're going to be traveling together, and he like stops. I know you can't tell me exactly what you're thinking, but
What's the smell going on right now?
You sniff the air, and I think you smell roses.
What does roses mean?
You haven't smelled that before. That's
Oh.
a new one. You definitely haven't been exposed to that emotion. So
It means I'm experiencing a philosophical or moral quandary.
I mean, okay, but
In the background of this, by the way, Little Fox is pushing the
For a
corpse out of the
second.
way over here.
so
Just clearing that out of the way.
my skill is after one day, I learn enough to communicate on a rudimentary level.
that's what I'm saying. Rudimentary. This is more complex than you've been exposed to. You don't
Okay.
have you don't have access to this. Plus, it's not language exactly. So I think
Yeah,
we
that
got to
makes
be a little
sense.
loose with it. All you're doing is smelling his feelings, not what he's trying to say.
Yeah.
All right, and then Little Fox pushes the nest, the whole nest with all the eggs in it. She just like slides that along the ground out of this little cape.
It doesn't really work that way, but you can pick up the eggs.
Or well, she'll kind of like shuffle everything out.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I don't want to be patronizing, but is there? I mean, if there's something that you want to say, then
are those
Artist just looks at you like what? I don't understand.
are those the creatures young?
Yeah, and Little Fox just like puts the eggs near-ish to the fire, not so close that they would cook, but close to keep them warm, because she hasn't decided what to do with them yet.
Ooh.
And so there's like a little like quarter circle of eggs lined up that Little Fox is occasionally rotating so they heat evenly.
What is this? What are you doing now? Are you adopting these? Are you like their mom now? Are we gonna keep them? I don't know if I'm cut out for parenthood.
Yeah, and Little Fox just like waves a hand and then like, it goes back to her mouth like she's thinking.
I hate
like
to
chewing on her
disagree.
thumb or
I hate to
something.
agree with Ishi on this, but we do not have the capability, as it were, to care for young creatures, and the closest Aarakocra settlement is very, very far away. And those are the only people I could think of who would be able to care for flying creatures like these and teach them not to attack entire villages like we just.
I'll leave it up to you. Whatever you think is best.
Okay, well, unimportant right now. The thing we have to focus on is we gotta climb the wall again. I was hoping when we got down here that there'd be some other way to get back up the cliff, but now we're in a cliff on the side of, you know what I mean? A cave on the side of a cliff. There's no other way back up.
Artist says, I can't pull the disappearing trick more than once a day, so
I could do with a rest, actually, before we head back up. I'm totally tapped out.
And Artist looks around, he's like, in here? And he looks at the corpses with them.
Better them here dead than them here alive. Be even worse rest then.
If you'd like to go back to the top, I'll soldier on.
We can get back to the
I'm not good at climbing at the best of times.
plateau.
If there was any opportunity that you could help out with the teleportation, then I would certainly appreciate it.
And he shakes his head and he says, nope, not how it works. Sorry.
I
Fair enough.
was quite injured in the fighting and could also use some time to recover. It doesn't have to be all night, just an hour or so before we head out.
We can take a break. For sure.
Up to you. Do we want to take a short rest now? Have a longer one when we make it back up to the top?
Sounds like a good plan. And, we did the thing we were supposed to do. I mean, that she wanted us to do.
It was more
Oh.
the right thing, I think. And Arcturus is very much like trying to justify in his head, like, okay, so these creatures killed an entire village, and we just did the same thing.
You're thinking about this way too much.
I agree.
We did the thing. The thing is done. Can't undo the thing. So now we move on having done the thing.
And Artis says to you, Arcturus, I don't know how your god handles it, but most of the gods up here, you do whatever you want. You just pray real hard for them to forgive you. Throw some coins in a fountain or whatever. You're fine.
Joaquin.
And this is like a great distraction for Arcturus because he loves talking about like all this bullshit. So he's like, well, actually, Istishia doesn't really give much of a damn about what you do. He is more of a what's it called? Spectator. Yes. We make our own morality.
So he puts his hands on it and he says, well, there you go. See, if your god doesn't care, why should you? And he looks around and he says, besides, it's not like this is a cave full of adorable little gnomes or whatever. These things are monsters. Look at them.
Don't even say anything about gnomes. Gnomes are the worst.
And Artis looks at you and he says, then again, never met a talking kobold before.
We all talk.
He shrugs.
Not all of us speak common, but we all talk. You ever hear a kobold make some noise and then disappear into a passageway? That's the kobold saying, there's a big scary human. Set all the traps.
So he nudges Dragonbait and he's like, see, kobold can talk. What's your problem? And Dragonbait just kind of like flares his nostrils at him.
Yeah, and Arcturus says something about like, well, people probably don't judge you by how you look, but I've gotten plenty of it, and like turns back to the fire.
All right, so I imagine this is then
Short rest.
Yeah, resting.
Prep to do.
You want to take a short rest? Okay.
Says something in Primordial.
I get absolutely nothing from a short rest, but like I'm sure the rest of you do. So
I need some hit points.
Yeah, roll whatever hit dice you like. Is anybody wanting to do anything with the ore?
I want to see if I can attune to it. I want to hold.
Do you have to be able to wield the thing to like?
I don't have ores as a weapon, but
you don't attune to it. You use a short rest to examine it and figure out what it is.
Yeah, to figure out if it's a magical item or not.
Yes.
If it's a magical item, I want to take it with us.
It is a magic item. Yes.
Yeah.
It is a +1 great club.
Yeah, this is.
Yeah.
It's a +1. It's a +1 great club. And I think
what does it say on it?
it says ready or not, but OAR instead of OR.
Oh my god.
Boat.
It's a +1 great club, and it also increases the movement speed of any like canoe or kayak that you by 1.5 times.
Holy crap! That's awesome.
So yeah, like as everybody's getting. Sorry, do we finish the?
Yeah, I think that the short rest concludes.
Mm-hmm.
So, I've got it on my lap. It's heavy, and I look at Little Fox and I say, "Now, I know this is going to sound fairly ridiculous, but I think you could probably use this. It's actually quite magical."
And she like narrows her eyes and says, I know that it's a joke. It's just not a funny joke.
No.
She still doesn't get, she's like, you're like, yeah, but this
Use-
it's really
No.
great.
Use your nose. Huh?
Yeah, and she like squints at you and then like sniffs it and kind of like mulls the smell around a little and then just like takes it.
Okay.
stuffs it in her belt.
All right, let me. I'll add it to your character sheet for you.
Thanks. Yeah. I mean, looking at a Great Club's stats, it's not like I'm gonna actually use it as a weapon, but it's great for the canoeing aspect.
Great clubs are D12 as opposed to a GD.
No, it's the 1D8.
It's D8.
So I'm better off with the 2D6 maul.
Yeah, it's two-handed. Yeah, 2d8. But it's magical.
Yeah.
So
It's magical, so it can be useful.
1d8 plus 4.
So if you ever decide you want to use a shield, then maybe
Well, it's a two-handed weapon that does
200
1d8
D8.
because
Okay.
it's a simple melee weapon. Whereas I could use a warhammer that I have for 1d8 one-handed when the time comes. So, anyways, yeah, it's fine.
Flash rogue. Maybe someone.
It's good for paddling a canoe with.
Good news.
All right. So an additional 50% movement speed in a boat. The only thing to be aware of is if you get another magic weapon and you attune yourself to it, you can't use the plus 50% like speed bonus
part. Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
you lose all those effects.
Someone else can row the boat with the
yeah. So cool. Okay. So there you go. You have a magic oar.
This game's really weird with this magic item.
Yeah, the magic items in this.
I mean,
awesome.
to be fair, I'll take credit for the weirdness of this item. I rolled on the treasure table just a +1 Grey Club, and I was like, that's boring. Let's make it more interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So this does have a little Adam Coble flair to it.
Of course it does. This is a random. This whole encounter, like this map and everything, this is all stuff I prepared. This doesn't come with the adventure, but.
Wait. The Terra folk didn't attack the village like she said?
No, I mean this map. The Terra folk, the game is like they're Terra folk, you gotta go fight, but it doesn't give me any background stuff. I did all that myself.
Maybe Poo-Poo's lying to me?
Let me see.
Right.
Magic bonus, attack, yada yada yada. I'm just making sure everything is on here properly. Damage, strength +1. There it is. Boop. There you go. Okay. Cool.
So, can we roll to climb back up and expedite getting back to let her know that we are done?
Artis says so. You everybody takes your short rest or whatever. And it's dark now when you come back to the edge of the cave, and Artis looks out and he says, "Well, we're gonna have to wait until dawn. So if you want to climb up now, in the rain and the dark." Cool.
Yeah, not feeling like dark is a good plan.
I lost track of time. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's fine.
So he says, "Looks like we're gonna."
Well, just wait.
Looks like we're gonna stay down here overnight. I'm getting used to the smell.
Yeah, you just kind of tune it out after a while. Besides, we got dragon bait, and he smells like all kinds of different stuff, so it's like doesn't really matter.
Right.
All right. So you want to just roll that short rest into a long rest?
Yeah,
I guess.
might as
Okay.
well. It's nighttime.
Let's keep watches as well, just in case there are some out hunting.
Sure. I'll take first.
Okay. All right. Let me do a thing here.
So I'm trying to make a decision about these eggs. And I'm trying to do it based on Little Fox's personality traits and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it's tricky.
I mean, the thing is that
something to
can we even
consider.
carry them anywhere, right?
But it's something to consider, Andrew. Were I you in this situation, would be these are the eggs of the things that have tried to kill us on many occasions and continually have been a problem for us. Rather than like innocent, non-sentient creatures, these are like semi-sentient or sentient, even like aggressive, nasty things.
Yeah. You want me to tell you a little bit of like cultural context for them based on what you would know as a person who's lived in Chult?
That would be great.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
that'd be
the
good.
Terra folk are native to Chult. They live in this region. They're referred to as terror folk because they have a habit of swooping down to snatch whatever and whomever they can, bringing them back to their roosts. Like you saw, they stole like a wagon, The thing here says they give birth to live young, but I think that's dumb. I like them having eggs, so I changed that. But they're an ancient and like elder evil species. They've been around forever, as long as there's been a Chult. There are lots of stories about how, like, you know, they were cursed ages ago by Ubtao for, like, they used to be friends with humans, and Ubtao cursed them for some terrible crime. Everybody hates and fears them. So if you're looking for like a cultural background, no civilized person in Chult would look askance at you like murdering these terrible creatures. This is what they look like. They're ugly.
Mm-hmm.
They're ugly as hell. And yeah, they're mean. They're mean and nasty. And it's up to you as players to decide whether you think they could be redeemed or not. But they're bad news. The cultures you come from recognize that there are just certain, like, everybody has a culture that like a monster like this, right? Like for you, Arcturus, the analog would be like the Sahagin, the like shark men. They're like horrible monsters. Yes, they can speak Aquan, but they will like kill and eat your babies if they have a chance. However, Ishi, you are that to some people.
Well, yeah, and it's like I don't have context for that, so someone would need to like there's Arcturus would just be like, I can't like.
Yeah, like Ishi, you probably would feel the same way about like some like stupider than kobolds like monster, right? Like somebody said for Ishi it would be dwarves, but it wouldn't. Dwarves don't kill and eat kobold babies.
It would be like carrion worms or like something that infests tunnels that's bad, you know.
But like you can reason with them, you can talk to them, but they are nasty and evil and backstabbers.
Yeah.
That being said, like in another universe, had you started this with like a conversation, you could have talked to them, but the chances of you convincing them to leave their nest forever, like they would just go somewhere else and harass someone else.
Yeah. That being said, like Arcturus already said in conversation, the only thing that he could think of doing would be trying to bring them to the Aarakocra and seeing if they could be like raised into being good. But I don't think that he would be like just smash them. So yeah, that's a thing for Arcturus too.
All right. Well, the eggs are just gone in the morning after Little Fox's watch.
Okay.
They're just gone.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah. Problem solved.
She drops them out the mouth of the cave in the night.
Which makes sense for like Little Fox culture.
So Malik, I think there's a moment where your watch is ending and Artis's is like starting, or maybe like he's the first one awake if you have the like last watch or something, where he says to you, he's like, hey, can I talk to you for a second? And like he like gestures like away from the camp.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so you go like a little ways away, and he says like quietly, right, so he doesn't wake anybody else. He's like, so I heard you were shouting at Dragonbait during the fight. When he was trying to keep me from. Listen, you got to understand. Sometimes the best thing the Dragonbait can do for me is protect me. And I don't just mean from monsters and their claws.
I see. Is it right with the...
We've had some close calls. So sometimes when things get a little heated, if you'll pardon the pun, he just makes sure things don't get out of hand. Most of the time I can handle it myself, but he's a little overprotective, and he didn't mean anything by it, and he would never have let anything happen to your friend. Just...
No, that's... Would he prefer if I apologize to him? Or...
He shakes his head, and he says, he doesn't look it, but he's a little proud. Just, we'll let it go.
All right, of course.
And before you go, he says, he's like, honestly, if we could just avoid it ever being an issue, then things would be fine. And I promise, if it ever gets to a point where I think everybody's in real serious danger, I'll do what I gotta do. But, and he like looks down at the ring and he says, but I don't want to if I don't have to, you know?
Yeah, he nods. Malik says, I understand what it's like. Not this, not the ring.
When you say that, when you say I understand what it's like, he grins and he says, I sincerely hope not.
No, he shakes his head and he says, I was married, actually, once. And I didn't think my magic was something I was supposed to use. I thought there was something wrong with it. And he like fishes in a pocket, and he takes out the ring and he says, I'm not married anymore, and I do use my magic. It's how we all deal with it. And I don't want to tell you whether your way is right or wrong, just that I do get it.
And
A little bit.
He grins and he says, you know, that's the thing they never tell you when you're getting married. It's all fun and games until your wife gets taken away from you by a horrible magical curse. He laughs and he says, "Hal, get some rest."
I nod and smile and then go and rest.
Okay, cool. Let me calculate some experience points.
I want them.
I know you do. I know you're thirsty for them. Yeah, adventurers. All right, so you killed a lot of these things yesterday.
Yeah, like 20 of them.
There were, let's see, 5, 10, 15, 18 adults.
Also, sorry, can I interrupt for a brief moment?
Sure.
Which is, please, Mr. Dungeon Master, can we have inspiration? We all played our characters.
Yes. For doing
the climb up, please.
For doing the base thing that the game requires of you to qualify as a role-playing game, you may have inspiration.
That's how it works.
I know. It literally is how it works. We joke,
Don't be mad at me.
But that's how it goes. It's like getting fucking persona points for opening your goddamn mouth. I don't understand this. I don't understand this role.
Sometimes opening your mouth is your trait point, and
all right, let me calculate.
My belief is to open.
There's 6 of you now. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Everybody gets 682 experience.
Okay.
682. Cool.
It's 4762 for those of us that aren't little folks.
Yeah, not everybody has the same amount of experience, though. Remember, but yeah,
Okay.
6 because little fox is ahead by like a slight amount.
Yeah, by
50.
a margin.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. Let's do the climb. Let's do the climb back up. At the very least, because that could either take a second or be a tragic and horrific mess.
Oh, good.
Depending on how that goes.
Same pairs, same pair ups.
I don't see why we would.
So this time, Artis and Dragonbait are waiting at the like mouth of the cave, and it's it's misting still, not a lot of rain, and Artis, as you approach, you start getting your stuff out. Artis looks at you, Ishi, and he says, "Well, good luck with the climb. Don't fall to your death." And he puts one hand on Dragonbait's shoulder. And what, you have something to say, Arcturus?
The box of treasure. Can they dimension door a box of treasure?
I don't think unless you ask them already.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm asking if that's something.
If you would have asked. Let me check.
Do you like, unless Little Foxes wants to have a literal crate box on her back?
She's not like insisting, but she would.
I'm just saying that could be simpler.
Yeah, I think they can take it if you want.
Okay. That would be lovely.
So Dragonbait has it under his arm. So he puts one hand on Dragonbait's shoulder, reaches down to his hip, unsheaths just a little, like unsheaths bookmark. The blade is glowing, and he like winks at you, Ishi, and then the two of them take a step backwards and disappear. They vanish.
I really
See,
need
if I
to
kept
do
all
that.
his cool stuff, I could be doing that. But no, I had to be a good person. Get them out of the jail cells. They just walked off with all their stuff and sold like 2 of the things and got all the money I ever need.
I do okay on my climbing today.
Okay, Malik climbs without any trouble.
Okay. I am gonna spend my inspiration. Yay!
I get a 13.
Little Fox does not do a good climb.
Okay, give me just 1 second. Athletics, and we're using our inspiration because that's a good idea.
Seems like a plan. Yep.
Yeah.
20.
Boom! You clamber up the wall
Like I was born to clamber.
yeah,
Like a
weirdly.
staff.
Like a starf.
God damn.
Like stuck to the side, climbing your way up. All right. So, Little Fox, can you make that deck save?
Please no.
Okay, you're fine.
I get a 17.
Yeah, you're okay. So you slip a little, but your danger sense kicks in, and you're okay. So it's not so much about being good at climbing; it's just about knowing when to. You're the fucking guy from Uncharted. You know when to press the button to
like,
jump
the
for the
hand
next
slips.
thing.
You just
And she
freaking
just,
Nathan
like,
Drake quick timing it up wall. Yeah.
Yep, Nathan Drake effect. So you climb up, and when you pull yourselves up over the top of the cliff, Artis is standing there with one foot on the chest, and he's having a conversation with Dragonbait, and he sees the group of you, and he waves. He's like, "Hello." I think it was faster going up than it was coming down. And I think he walks over and like whoever's the one in the front, maybe like Malik, he like grabs your wrist and like helps yank you up.
Yeah.
Practice makes perfect.
Cool. All right.
Yeah, Little Fox like had like her blanket over all of our bags, and they were all like leaned against each other. So it was like a little pile of equipment, and she like starts getting her stuff together and
Grab my stuff.
strapping the chest onto the top of the backpack. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and you can feel that the chest, it's fairly small but very heavy, and you can feel that it has the shifting weight. It's either full of like very heavy sand or coins. It moves like unstably. So when you put it on, you kind of like lean one way, and you have to like counter lean the other way to get it like flattened out. And and then you start heading back towards Nanny's hut.
Yeah.
And I think that's a great place to stop. It's morning. There's a fine mist coming down on the surface of Mbala Plateau, and off in the distance we can see smoke rising from the hut of Nanny Poopu, who you've just done a solid for. So we'll see how she repays you next time.
Badly.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
Yeah, with some kind of death curse.
We'll see about all that.
People call the
Like
death-
she's a hag, and there are 17 other invisible hags, and they all come out of stealth at the same time.
I explicitly told you
fucking-
not to read the adventure before we started playing. How did you know that this was the layer of 17 hags? They're a super coven, okay? They merged together into one mega hag.
Look, sometimes I just can't avoid the spoilers, Adam, okay?
This is the part where you get back and her hag coven have all merged together, and she's 18 feet tall and she kicks you off the cliff. Come on. That was going to be such a good surprise. Damn it.
It's Grave Lord Nito, except with like
Granny Lord Nito. So next time on Roll20 Presents Tomb of Annihilation, it's going to be Blue Jay, Dave, Andrew, and we're going to find a new cast member who doesn't cheat. So if you like Hagazords, Hag Voltron, come on back next week. All right, you little cheater. Why don't you go first? Tell everybody where they can find you.
My dear friends, you can find me, the amazing and fantastic Ishi Snaggletooth, over on twitch.tv/DistractedElf or at DistractedElf on Twitter. tomorrow I'm gonna teach some of these nerds how to play space games, and maybe I'll play my space kobolds because that would be thematic. So
the mighty Snaggletooth Empire. I can't wait. I'm excited.
Snaggletooth, Empress of the Universe.
Hell yes. That's epic tier. That's once you get to level 20, you become Empress of Chult. Yeah. I like it. Excellent. Let's go around this way. Andrew, where can people find you on the internet? What is your
people can find me on twitch.tv/actualfactual or on Twitter @CommutingCrow. And unfortunately, I cannot co-instruct all of these,
the only other
larval state empire leaders and teach them how to be proper, beautiful, empirical butterflies. Because I will be on twitch.tv/Acegiak, ACEGIAK, playing the beta version of Girl by Moonlight, which is the tragic magical girl role-playing game that I'm designing. So you can watch that tomorrow afternoon.
Excellent. Thank you. Dave?
Hello. I am Dave the Human. Dave_the_human on Twitter and Dave_human on Twitch. This was fun again today. Thank you everybody for coming and watching as always. It was a lot of fun. Do I have anything interesting to say? Not really this week. I'm looking forward to playing stuff again next week.
Excellent. Thank you, Dave. And last but not least, repping the bottom of the sea, the primordial plane of water, it's Blue Jay.
Yep, it's me. My Twitch is now Empirical Butterfly. I just changed my name. Thanks, Andrew. No, I'm kidding. It's twitch.tv/BlueJay. You can find me on Twitter @BlueJay_712, where yesterday I was just fangirling a little bit about a new episode of Critical Role, but I promise that I have other things to fangirl about too. And yeah, I will be playing with these folks tomorrow, making space empires. I'm very excited to take over all of the known cosmos. So
I'm excited too. It's gonna be sweet.
Hey,
you don't want to take over the unknown cosmos.
Hey, Blue Jay, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Is it better down where it's wetter?
If you ever get a familiar, he's gonna be a Jamaican crab man. I hope you know that. Oh my God!
He's a lobster. Thank you.
Anyone who's read or knows about this adventure, I just had the best idea. Oh my God! Get at me on Twitter. So I'm going to use my entire outro time to read you from Faiths and Avatars from 1996, an exciting Ishtishian ritual you might not know about.
Oh, tell me.
Wave riding is the ritual that Ishtishian specialty priests celebrate upon reaching a level of skills great enough to summon a water elemental from the elemental plane of water. The ceremony is preceded by an hour-long responsive reading and chant, after which an elemental is summoned. The elemental then carries the celebrant on a long ride on the waves of a large body of water. When it returns with the priest celebrating the ritual, the elemental is tossed garlands of flowers, gifted with draughts of fine wine, and given beautifully crafted pieces of jewelry, pottery, or sculpture to carry back to Istishia's realm as it leaves. So if you're looking for a god that will give you the ability to go surfing, Istishia's your fish.
Okay, humans are weird. Why would you worship Istishia like that?
I have no idea. Mysteries of religion. All this and more we will explore next time on Roll20 Presents Tomb of Annihilation. If you're watching this live, don't go anywhere. Dragon friends are up next, and they're either friends with dragons or they're dragons who are your friends. I've never been entirely clear on that. Thanks for coming, everybody. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Send your adventuring party deep into the jungles of Chult. The Roll20 module of Tomb of Annihilation includes the full contents of the original D&D book and adds immersive features like dynamic lighting on all battle maps, character sheets with one-click actions, copy and paste quick encounters, and other interactive features like puzzles and a player's map of Chult. Your next campaign can begin with just a few clicks. Get your copy today on the Roll20 Marketplace.